They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shit. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got Raj on the scope. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
Is not on me. Now tell me, what do you see?
We send the vibes to the nation. LIP in our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came
See, it's 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% vibe. Don't bring that bullshit my way.
Let me
Try
teach you
your
how to
luck.
vibe.
Go against the vibe. Where you fuck, you gon' think on my grave with the way I make them tighten up. You'll be lucky if you
Let me
even
teach you
talk.
how to
You should
vibe.
read more, though I choose to live in peace. You should know I bleed war. I'm a recon man, one of the best in the sport.
Let me
I
teach
keep
you
a
how to
drum on my
vibe.
hip, I let it out to explore. They say the ops on the way. I see one, I know it's more. They just ran inside a building, my EMP gon' deploy. Make them panic, play support. Crypto going manic, they tryna figure out how I do assault damage. Real just march the surroundings, I know they can't stand it. Morosky sending out his ghost and they don't understand it. I'm headed to the high grounds to get an overstanding. Now you from a distance, see your partners, they done left you stranded. Damn. You know you headed to the lobby, right? Sorry for your awful fight. I admit it was
Bad
easy.
take
Get
sheet,
you some
KT
practice,
to
or
the
you
coach.
always die. I know you
Wire.
doing that ping thing. They gone, made it out of sniper
Block
range.
kick them
Level
one
1
shit
knockdown
up.
shield. It's been
City.
7 minutes in the fucking game. I'm the vote. Hit you
Let me
with the
teach you how to
devotion. Here,
vibe.
wind up
In,
quick
out.
motion. Now I'm headed with
Q.
the wind to
In
your
the building,
partners, but I'm
Raven.
woke. See, Goat just hit that beast
No
on the
Flocker.
line. Ghost is ghost.
Black
We
Hammer
reloaded, blow the
406.
EMP and we
My
done.
dog,
They
Reginald.
know I got
Dean
them
King
vibes,
with the
so
fault.
you know them fans watching me.
Fat man in the building. Aaron C. Y'all know what time it is. You think it came out the mud? Y'all know what time it is. If you watching from the blue, hit that like, share, follow, comment. Tap into the daily content. If you watching on the red, like, subscribe to the channel. Daily Shop Talk podcast go up every morning. Picture in picture. If you watching on Twitch, you got Amazon Prime. Jeff Bezos lets you subscribe to the channel free once a month. If you don't use it on Shotbybuddha, use it on another content creator that you enjoy with picture in picture as well. And if you're not watching on those, you should be watching on Kick. No ads, up to 50 emotes free. All you have to do is follow the channel. You don't even have to be a subscriber. Picture in picture, late night stream.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
But today, my friends, the coaching search just got hot. I got 7 or 8 different theme songs, Aaron. I actually have a new podcast song, but the point about that song is I had a dispute with the person who made the beat. They wouldn't sell me the beat. They wanted to lease me the beat for like $1,000 a year, something crazy like that. And they used to copyright the song after I already, because they used to charge like $50 a beat, and then they didn't accept my payment. They wanted me to pay them and lease it. They didn't want to sell it to me because they heard the song. So I was like, all right, I get it. So I actually got a song. I'll play it tonight when we do the late night stream so y'all can hear it, because they can't copyright it when I do it off of Facebook and YouTube. Q, it's GOAT timing. 9-1 that game in Titan South. What's popping? Nano, Craig, great day to be a Titans fan. We need a head coach. B Walker, what a do player. That's the roll call. If I didn't shout you out, I'll catch you after this. We had to get through the opening spiel. Jason Garrett to interview. I know I said, Berganza, you got to interview everybody and hear everybody's take, but Jason Garrett is interviewing. A few hours ago, John Harbaugh let go from the Ravens. Let me know what y'all think. Here was the craziest scenario that we've had in some time. Up and down season for the Steelers. DK Metcalf suspended. Lamar Jackson missing most of the year. Come back. Win and get in for the NFC North. Browns and Bengals in the win. Comes down. The Steelers mix the extra point. Ravens get a big run back. Huge dunk on 4th down by Isaiah Likely from Lamar Jackson. Chip shot, field goal. Ravens halfway through a celebration. Wide right. Mike Tomlin beating his chest and blowing kisses to the camera. And the wave of emotions in the last minute of that game, from people were talking about would Mike Tomlin be let go if the Steelers lost, and there would be a plethora of NFL teams waiting at his doorstep the moment that they fire him. And lo and behold, without Justin Tucker, Tyler Loop, young kicker, wide right, and John Harbaugh gets let go from the Baltimore Ravens. And everybody is pushing every coach that they had interviewed and set up out of the door for the Corvette at the back of the parking lot, the prom queen at the end of the bar waiting on a drink, waiting on that cocktail. As John Harbaugh has jumped to the top of the list of coaches. Now, for teams that feel like they weren't going to get their shot at that guy, now some guys at the top of the list have now dropped, because obviously John Harbaugh will be at the top of a lot of teams' lists as a head coaching candidate. And how the cookie crumbles, how things can go left just this quick in the small increments of a missed field goal. Two of the longest tenured coaches in the NFL, both Super Bowl champion coaches that are highly regarded, comes down to a field goal and one of them loses their job. And that's the NFL. And the crazy part is, people have been hiring the assistant coaches out of Baltimore, Denard Wilson, McDonald. A lot of the coaches that have been hired in the last couple of cycles have been disciples from this coaching tree. So I can't see why people would want their assistant coaches and not the head coach. So this is going to be interesting to see where John Harbaugh goes. Does he sit out a year with all the emotions of how that season ended, or does he or does he jump right back into the fray and take a coaching job? Cliff Kingsbury taking some
Let me teach you how to vibe.
people being interviewed left and right. So let me check out in the chat. Let me tap in with y'all in the shop. What do y'all think about John Harbaugh getting let go? 17's contacted Harbaugh in 45 minutes. Hopefully the Tennessee Titans is one of those teams. He said, dumb move. Who's better than John that they gonna get? Now, you've had that in times, and replacing like a legendary coach from a franchise is always
Let me teach you how to vibe.
a tough thing to do. But I mean, the Baltimore Ravens is a good franchise. It's not like they won't get their
Let me
pick.
teach you how to
If
vibe.
Cliff Kingsbury hung up the phone on a few teams and got the call, or Brian Flores, I'm pretty sure they'd be there in a minute. It says something tells me he's gonna go to Atlanta or the Giants. He said Titans. Where John to the Titans? I would love it. D Ford, Suave, ATL.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
He said I wish they would have made that jersey combo. Oh yeah. This the old Mariota. Since I championed for Mariota, I have to put on the Mariota jersey today. Flores needs a new voice. John, stand up for the worst line in the league. I mean, it shows they loyal to Lamar Jackson. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Lamar Jackson necessarily wanted John Harbaugh gone. I felt like teams like the Ravens and teams like the Steelers have been elite franchises for so long sometimes that they may take things for granted, because you got to hope that the next coach comes in and is able to put together a staff, because the pressure's on. It's not like you can fire John Harbaugh, hire a coach, let him put together a staff, and not make a run next year. If like the Ravens miss the playoffs next year, or they're 1-out, you can ask yourself why. Now, in a situation like where Tony Dungy got let go and John Gruden came in and won a Super Bowl, is it fresh energy that energizes a veteran team, a team that already has a lot of talent? I don't know. These are questions that you got to ask yourself. And I know if you Mike Tomlin, you're saying, man, that missed field goal just stopped me from being in that position, you know, and just one missed field goal put John Harbaugh into that position. So, I mean, here's the thing I would say, and I just want y'all to think about this because I think about things like this. You're going to fire Mike Tomlin if he had one losing season in 20 years. You're going to fire John Harbaugh after an up and down season, missing a field goal to go to the playoffs, and you're going to go in a different direction. But we just watched the Chiefs get Patrick Mahomes hurt on the last play of his season, and the Chiefs have a losing record. Chiefs are going to pick around the top 10. There's nobody saying like, oh, the Chiefs need to move on from Andy Reid. It's like sometimes you gotta think about these things and think it through and make sure you're making the right decision, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. The Tennessee Titans can attest for that. Even though he had a bad stretch down his last 2 seasons in Nashville, watching Mike Vrabel be at the top of the league, yeah, I know how it's to be a sting. I know the Detroit Lions are saying they went from one play away from the Super Bowl to injury laden year to Ben Johnson won the division that he was coaching under you in, and Aaron Glenn is on the Jets, and now the Detroit Lions are out of the playoffs. And it's like the NFL has so much parity to it. The up and down is the sporadic nature, the coaching cycles, how one play can change an entire franchise is quite crazy. He said, do Lamar and Henry stay or do they leave? Henry come home. I mean, Derrick Henry come back to Nashville would mean you'd have to cut Tony Pollard and eat the $2 million to get Derrick Henry back. And even if you did, you still want to probably draft another young back. Tajay Spears is on his last year. He probably get the bag at Ole Miss. I think Golden, Ole Miss makes a run. Golden beat Golden. Hey, listen.
Let me teach you how to
What
vibe.
I said, but this is what I'm going to do. Chronic, what up? I said, not really myself as a Raven fan, lifelong. Just because he lost the team, there's so many bad people or good players not playing. I mean, if Lamar Jackson doesn't miss 2 months of football, the Ravens is probably in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. It's like that's why I say I don't know, man. It's all I was saying is if John Harbaugh is a coach in Nashville, yeah, I would clap. I would be happy. He said, you think he'd make more at college? Not necessarily just to make more. It's just the guaranteed bag that coaches is getting in college with less pressure. If I picture a big name leaves the NFL and goes to college to one of the premier franchises, you're probably going to have a $50 million buyout. They're probably going to pledge to you $15 to $20 million in NIL money every year. So, I mean, if John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin can be on the hot seat, why would you not go put your feet up in college and suck up some of that bread? There we go, KT. I can see John going to the Titans. Now, let me say this, because there's a few talking heads in the Tennessee Titan media that I ain't gonna say I don't like them. I just say what they do gets old and redundant, and trolling the fan base every time something happens, good or bad, just being the negative Nancy in the room just for clicks, because that the Titan fan base will reply to you if you say something crazy, just antagonizing the fan base. For those few people, I really wish that they would just go find a different team to cover. If you don't like the team that you cover,
Let me teach you how to
your whole
vibe.
game plan is every time something happens is to say something negative about everything about the franchise so people will watch you. I just really wish y'all go find some teams y'all like and cover those. It's as soon as John Harbaugh's name gets mentioned, no, John Harbaugh should never come to Titans. Bro, why are you covering the team? I really wish that everybody in the fan base would observe that and just not watch them, not interact with them, not engage with them. It's all clickbait. And the bad thing about it is they might actually be decent creators or journalists, but the point is you muddy the waters with your own content and the way you put things out to where people have a hard time taking you serious about anything you say. And you lose the respect of the people that actually watch and care about people putting out quality content. If you have a take and your take is something that's disagreeable, that's cool, but every single take that you have can't be doom and gloom on the team that you cover. If that's the case, then like you basically just a troll, and I'm really sick of that in the Titan fan base. Off that and on to the next piece. It said besides Ole Miss, is there another top school? I mean, you gotta think this coaching cycle was Penn State, Michigan, LSU, bro, like Florida. I've never seen this many like good schools have open vacancies. If an NFL coach wanted to jump the broom to go to college this year, this would have been the year to do it. If they would have did it early, if they would have jumped early in the cycle, I mean, it was like 10 big name programs that was open. Auburn was open. Programs that want to spend money. He said time for the king to come home. I think we're being optimistic though. I don't think Derrick Henry is coming back to Nashville. I would love for him to. I'd love for Mariota to come back as a backup. Kingsbury has to have assurances he's getting a head coaching job somewhere for him to be leaving Washington, right? Either that or him and Dan Quinn just not getting along. Brian Flores does seem like a good fit for the Ravens. Grass ain't always greener, it ain't. Don, what up? A new viewer on Kick. I appreciate you tapping in, man. This your home for sports talk. Make sure y'all tapped into the YouTube so y'all catch the breakdowns of this shop talk. I start every stream every day with a podcast, and I chop it up and put it on YouTube for those that missed the live. Wish list currency is Harbaugh, Saleh, and Kubiak. I didn't see Kubiak on the Titans list of head coaches to interview, and I was kind of sad about it. Maybe the young coach Callahan idea ruined it for them to be looking for a young coach, but they shouldn't let that deter them. Kicks Wheel, what up? Professional level coach, he has to lead those jobs for up and coming coaches. John, dude hates the Texans. He always talks down on them, but works for the Houston Chronicle. Yeah, it's a few people like that, bro, like in the Titan fan base, and they get on my nerves, bro. I got you, Don. Now, who would I want? I want the best coach available. That never changed. For me, my thing never changed, bro. Like, all I said is interview everybody, see who's got the best plan, and bring in the person that's gonna bring in the best staff. He said the irony if he goes to Michigan. Now they just got Utah old coach, indoor entertainment venue, bring me a new defensive head coach. Belichick over at North Carolina, frowning, knowing he got in college. Or man, Belichick is over there knee deep in that
Let me teach you how to
that young thing he got. Man, he is not thinking about football, bro. Big Jeff, what he do? I need Stefanski to take the Tennessee job. I do not want Stefanski. Like, bro, all right, if somebody hired a coach and hired Stefanski as the OC, I'll be perfectly fine with that. I didn't know why people were so enamored by Stefanski. Stefanski had a more talented team in Cleveland than we had in Nashville, and yet it just was a roller coaster ride. Like, I can't ever remember anything that Cleveland did under Stefanski that makes me say, like, hey man, we don't want Harbaugh, we don't want Mike McCarthy, we don't want to look at Kubiak or Mentor or Flores or Saleh. We want Stefanski right now. Move them all out of the way. It said, do I think John can turn the Titans around? I mean, The thing about the Titans is that they need a hard-nosed coach. They need a coach that is gonna build the culture in the locker room. The Harbaugh brothers have been known to be that. Now I do think Jim Harbaugh is a better coach than John, but you know that's neither here nor there because Jim Harbaugh is not on in the coaching carousel, but it's just the point of saying what we had before and having a head coach that was a first-time play caller with a new OC, a new DC, and a new special teams coordinator it just didn't work. And before Mike Vrabel, his problem was he was doing the homeboy thing with the offensive coordinators because in the beginning you got Matt LaFleur, right? Great offensive coordinator. Then you get Arthur Smith. Then after that, you know, you get from the Todd Downing to Tim Kelly, you know, you get your offensive coordinator gets a DUI after a primetime game. It's like you gotta be able to get fresh young minds to come in with energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what whoever I see coming in, I just hope that they're a person that can bring in fresh minds. Because that's the thing about like the NFL is littered with Belichick disciples. College football is littered with Nick Saban disciples. You want to be have one of the coaches that have a bunch of disciples up under him that's spitting out assistant coaches that are going places and having success, and then being able to turn around and have the presence of mind to bring in other young coaches that can come in and bring that. Zay, what up? Driller, what up? He said Steelman, PK, and other media putting Kevin Stefanski. I mean, this is the thing. Like, all right, of all the Titan media people, there's some people I just don't listen to. Like Steelman, I don't listen to nothing he do. Now, like PK, a lot of people disagree with PK, but I listen to PK even if I don't agree with him because he's a great journalist. He gonna put it out there. He might be biased in this way or biased in that way, but he gonna put out like hard facts and he gonna ask tough questions at the podium. Now, of all those people, my favorite is TD. TD is like probably the one that's the most untainted. Now, Buck will get on there and troll sometime for clickbait. To have you like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Will and Ramon in the morning. Good guys. I don't know if I necessarily take their football takes like that. In the daytime, Zach is analytical. He sometimes like let his biases show. Blaine is just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I can listen to them. You know, with Buck gonna troll a lot. He's not a Titan fan. He's a Indiana guy. Like he's a person that's not a fan of the team that cover. So it's like we got a bunch of people in the media that cover the team that aren't fans of the team. You know what I'm saying? And then there's that part of the journalism part that journalists don't like the creators and the creators don't like the journalists. I'm like, I just like what I like. I listen to everybody with a little grain of salt, with a little bit of respect. Now, probably the person that I probably not listen to the most, but probably watch a lot is it used to be a troll, but you know, I listen to whatchamacallit, and what's my boy? Tyler Rowland. I listen to him, my boy Romeo's. I'm in a Titan group chat with a bunch of people. You know, I mean, it's a lot of people. Is, you know, Titans Coliseum boys, Rossi, my boy Morocco. It's a lot of people that's in the Titans media, and I listen to everybody's takes because just because I disagree with you or disagree on a take don't mean I gotta disrespect you or not like you. But it's just like it get old when you see certain people in the media always trolling. Like, bro, when do y'all ever have serious takes? You know what I'm saying? Because if I just see you as like a person that is always just got an unserious take and you always trolling, I can't listen to nothing to say like, man, I like that perspective. It's just like, all right, bro, it's trolling. You know what I'm saying? That gets boring. I just hope the Cardinals owner, Michael Bewell, if he's serious about turning around ASAP, writes a blank check and make sure you get the head coach right. can get outbid for head coach or let the one you won't leave the building without a deal? No.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Pissed about what? I listen to Will and Ramon every morning. See, like I can listen to them, and then like sometimes like I'll be like, all right, I'm listening, but like the stuff they talking about, all right, bro, I can't get with that. I respect Jim Wyatt. Jim Wyatt is like a really good journalist. Who else? I like Keith Bullock and I like Keith Bullock stuff. Keith Bullock just a straight shooter though. You know, it's like he gonna come from that player's mentality of just being a straight shooter. Then you got Bustin' with the Boys, who are really good entertainment. You know, it's like some of the journalists sometimes get mad at them because they popping. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a Titan journalist and Bustin' with the Boys was the most popping, like it probably would perturb me. You know what I'm saying? If I was a hater, but that ain't my mindset. Like I respect the journalists and I respect the creators. Now I know it's some journalists that'll probably look at me and be like, man, we ain't listening. Like, but my takes, like I feel like I put out some of the like most quality takes when it comes to the Titans. I feel like a lot of people watch and eavesdrop my shit and regurgitate it and put it out as their own shit. I give respect to the people that like, hey man, I ain't in the locker room. Like I appreciate them boys being in there, being able to record.
Let me teach you how
in
to
the locker room and
vibe.
ask questions at the podium and things like that. So I give respect to those, but it is what it is. He said Buck is definitely a troll. Man, like sometimes Buck be honest, but then most of the time, like he know he can get, if he just like sit on a talking point and go the other direction, go against the grain, people gonna tune in. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It said 104 and be trolling. Locked on Titans. Yeah, I like Tyler Rowland. Tyler Rowland used to be a troll though, but then like he started being more serious and just giving his takes. And I think that's what in the sports and the content world, even like going from the gaming side to the content side to lifestyle, like just because you disagree on Twitter or just because you disagree, like have the ability to have the discourse to agree to disagree and go back and forth and sharpen the tool, you know what I'm saying, and still have respect. Like I do
Let me
it up
teach
until
you
the
how to
point somebody
vibe.
disrespect, then I'm like, bro, like nobody gonna win if it comes to a disrespect fest with me. Like I don't think in content I don't think I've ever lost if it come to somebody just want to get disrespectful and throw blows, but that doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't grow the community. It's not what I like doing. I just like to go back and forth. Probably answered this already 100 times, but who you suggest for the Titans head coach for next year, the best available candidate? I wanted them to interview everybody. You've had 12 weeks. For 12 weeks, we know we're going to hire somebody at the end of the season. And I need them to get every talking point possible in a meeting to see, okay, we got a war board. Here's the offensive coaches. Here's the defensive coaches. Here's the retreads. Here's the young guys that haven't been given the opportunity, gonna be their first chance. Okay, here's your top 10. Who's gonna be his head coach? Who's gonna be his OC? Who's gonna be the OC? Who's the DC? Who's the special teams? See, they did that last time with Callahan, and I hope that they don't get scared from going with another young coach because Callahan didn't work. You just gotta have the presence of mind to say, just because we liked Callahan, don't mean you gotta be let him be a first-time play caller with a first-time OC, with a first-time DC, even though Denard Wilson did turn water into wine a lot of the times with no talent given to him. And then Colt Anderson should have been fired halfway through last season, you know, like, and they brought in Bones Fossil and he took a rookie to the Pro Bowl in his first year being special teams coordinator. Now imagine if this is, you're hiring again another young head coach and Bones Fossil is the special teams coordinator where you don't have to worry about special teams, and you get an established defensive coordinator, somebody who's been a former head coach, and you get an established offensive coordinator, somebody who's been a head coach before, and then you got the young coach with the energy. Then you could be the Jaguars, you could be the Bears, you could be the Broncos, you could be the Patriots. You could turn it around quick because you have a league leading cap space. You have a top 4 pick. You have a number one pick at quarterback. You have the best interior D lineman in football on the other side. You have your 2 leaders set. You had a really good rookie class. You have the ability to go out and probably pick 5 times in the top 100 this draft if you want to, and still have capital for the future and still be able to go hardcore at free agents. Now, if you get one of these good head coaches that have a name, you probably get better looks in free agency. Some of the top free agents may come. If you put together a coaching staff that nobody's heard of, then it's hard for you to get free agents to come in. But but Shaq, never hold your questions. Always ask questions in the shop, because I'm gonna try to respond to everybody. He said A to Z. Yeah, it's some people in there. Like Easton Freeze sometimes be honest. You know what I'm saying? Have some good takes. What's my boy that be having the clips? No Flags film be having some good clips and breakdowns. Drew Beatty do good video work. I don't agree with a lot of his takes though. Like when he's talking about Carnell Tate at 4, bro. No. If Jeremiah Smith was there at 4, yes. Carnell Tate, no. Carnell Tate or one of them receivers, like if we traded back at the back of the top 10 to 15, okay, yeah, if I can pair him with somebody, but there's nobody that can make me believe taking a wide receiver at 4 in this draft class when you could trade back and have like Denzel Boston or Chris Bell paired with Zachariah Branch with the capital that you would get from trading back. Nobody can convince me that's a better fit, because bro, like Jeremiah Smith is a whole different animal. Picking top 5 is like to throw a Macmillan, 6'5", do backflips and catch the ball one-handed, or Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Jaguars finally decided to just put Travis Hunter at receiver, it's 10 plus catches and 100 plus yards. Like, but it's just the point of saying, like, I don't see no receiver in this draft with the talent that I'm spending a number 4 pick on a receiver. You know, last time we was in that position, it was Malik Neighbors, and then they snatched up Malik Neighbors, then Joe Alt, and then we took JC Latham. So I'm saying, like, if it's a certified goon, a Jay Jettis or a Jamar Chase or somebody coming out, that's completely different. I'm burning the 4th pick, but like on somebody who's not even the number 1 option in college, I just don't see it. Cause he said Tyler Rowland do his homework. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Tyler is like he have energy and he don't be trolling. He used to, but like now he'll just put out his opinion. So like, even if I disagree with you and I got my own opinion, I like to see other people's perspective on what they would do at head coach, what they would do at the draft, what they would do at free agency, what they see in the team that needs to change or don't need to change. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I listen to people that got their own mind. I don't listen to people that's trolling or people that just going with whatever sounds cool. He said you on Tennessee Titans elite page. Nah, I'm in like a Twitter Discord, like a Twitter group chat with a bunch of people from Titans content creators. I think somebody has like had me in those Titan creators before, but that's not my aim, because the Tennessee Titans is a small fan base. Like the creators are more popular and bigger than the people that actually cover the team. You see what I'm saying? Like PK and Jim Wyatt, and before when they had Mike Keith, I would say like would be in TD, would be in the pecking order of the people that like got the most respect inside of like anybody you would see cover the team. And PK is not part of any of the radios, or TD not part of any of the radio stations. Like just because you affiliated with some don't mean that the shit that you say come out your mouth actually matters in my mind. But that's just me. John Harbaugh is the Titans next head coach. I would be cool with that. How much do you want to bet Cam Ward has already told Gonzo Berganzi who he does and doesn't like? But it's not about him saying who he do and don't like, because the head coach and Cam Ward don't gotta be best friends for them to ball out. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Cam Ward is a football nut and a football head, and he probably would like to get a feel of who the coach is. Is it a player's coach? Like, case in point, Brian Callahan is a person that wants to make the talent conform to his style of coaching, right? So these long down the field route trees, I don't know, like not really wanting to establish the run. You know, like Brian Callahan, like they got Joe Burrow killed in Cincinnati, and there's on the way to getting Cam Ward killed. So just think, Mike McCoy is a different personality than Brian Callahan. After the bye week, we didn't see the same issues with the offensive line. After the bye week, Cam Ward played better football and barely turned the ball over in the last 2 months of football. After the bye week, the Tennessee Titans went from having home games with 20 and 30 rushing yards to Tennessee Titans having their best rushing output since Derrick Henry left against the Browns, to having 3 straight games with Tony Pollard having 100 yards, to finally having games where the Tennessee Titans had more rushing yards than their opponent. So it's like, magically being able to run the football made the offensive line play better and made Cam Ward more efficient with his lack of receivers and talent around him to throw the football to. Magically, they decided throwing bubble screens to Tyler Lockett the whole game and having Tim DK that runs a 4.340 stalk blocking for Tyler Lockett wasn't a good idea. Maybe we should be throwing him the football. Maybe we should be throwing Gunnar Helm the football and Chiga Conco and Alec Aomana. Maybe we should get Xavier Restrepo on the field and see what he can do. They didn't have a choice. Maybe you get to see Jackson Slater and Khalil Mullins and all the rookies. Marcus Harris finds his way to the field and is probably the best DB we had after the trades went down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's amazing that you take an interim coach like Mike McCoy and he got more out of the team than Brian Callahan did in 2 years. So maybe Cam Ward was like, can we get a coach that if everybody in the media and everybody in the building wants to add a small RPO package in situations where we're struggling to move the ball, that maybe just adding 5 plays in an RPO package may help the offense, because Brian Callahan didn't want to run it. Maybe the screens behind the line of scrimmage aren't working all season and we should scrap them. You know, like maybe we should add quarterback sneak to the playbook. It's like certain little things like that is like the difference in saying, like, maybe Cam Ward just wanted to have a feel for, is this going to be a coach that's going to be his way or the highway, or is he going to actually listen to the players that's there and implement some of the things that they like and see the game and see the field the same way? It's just crazy that Mike McCoy was able to groove with the team better than Callahan. Bring Harbaugh and Henry back to Music City. If Henry wanted to miss the playoffs, he should have just stayed. For sure, Shake. Ocho, man. Say Austin. Hendricks, Charles D, what up? Why are y'all interviewing Jason Garrett? Now, this is why I said you got to interview everybody. Jason Garrett has been in the media. He would be like, I don't want to compare him to John Gruden, but like having somebody like that comes in might be like, he might interview and say, what do you see outside of the people that's already in this coaching now? From a person that's in the bird's eye view, he might be saying, how does the media view the Titans? How does the media view Cam Ward? Tennessee Titans didn't have any primetime games. They didn't get flex to primetime. You know, like you got a number 1 overall pick that's a quarterback, and we didn't get any primetime games. It could be him saying, like, what do you see from an outside view of this football season? Like what are you seeing? Because like I said, what if Jason Garrett, you don't hire him, but he's got some good ideas for what he would do with the roster and who he would bring in. So it's like getting people from all different angles may be maybe a good thing to do. Last time Callahan came and then they didn't let him leave, and he wound up being the worst coach in Tennessee Titan history. Can't force a wide receiver at number 4 just because we need the wide receiver help. I don't trust Jordan Tyson with those injuries. Running game unlocked a portion of the offense. I mean, if your best pass catchers are tight ends, you get your twin tight ends on the field. Wow, your tackles have been struggling. J.C. Latham got hurt the first half of the Broncos game and missed over a month of football and came back to block Max Crosby. It's like, maybe you want to run the football. Maybe you want to fire off the ball and get him a chance to hit somebody and use play action and tight ends and chips and leaks as a way to help protect the quarterback. I don't know. Maybe. You understand? That could be an option. It's almost like they couldn't see that being in the building. And the thing about it is, even with the draft, like, if you're looking at how the draft order rolls out, if you don't see Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, Keldrick Falk, or if we go to the combine and, you know, David Bailey does a James Pierce Jr. and runs a 4.4 at the combine as an edge rusher or something like that, then realistically the Titans have to say, if the edge that's going to be a game wrecker opposite of Femi on the line with Jeffrey Simmons and T-Sweat ain't there, you got to trade back. There's no cornerback that's like no Pat Surtain in this draft that you're taking it for. There's no Tetroa McMillan. There's no Travis Hunter. There's no just like superstar, like first out the gate receiver that you taking top 5. You know, if they went with offensive linemen at tackle with Dan Moore having 82 million and JC Latham being a top 10 pick that played better down the stretch, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like you taking a running back at 4 and Jeremiah Love? No. Like, with as many holes as in the roster, the Titans have to sign like 20 something players. I think they got 34. I think they got 34 people that's going to be signing the contract, depending on what they do with Snead and Ridley and Will Levis. So you think about the sheer number of people that they're gonna have to get on roster in this offseason, and the holes that they do have. Like, where do you go outside of edge? It's not a receiver. Like, in my mind, you coming back, like, let's say they do June cut Calvin Ridley, right, and free up that money. I think they wind up still eating 10 million. I think they save like 15 million if they wait, do the June 1st cut with Ridley. All right, so that means you have Restrepo on futures, you got DK and A.O. Monter, and then that's it. Van Jefferson is gone, Lockett is gone, Bryce Oliver is gone. Mason Kinsey is still under contract, but you're not realistically looking at Mason Kinsey as part of your rebuild. You put him on the practice squad because he does play hard. You know, he like, you gotta give Mason Kinsey that. Like, he still fights, he got heart, but he's not part of your realistic rebuild. So you saying in free agency you're gonna have to add 2 receivers, and in the draft you're gonna have to add 2 receivers. If you don't bring Chig back on a team friendly deal, you have DMR and Gunnar Helm. You're still gonna have to add 2 tight ends, 1 in free agency and maybe 1 in the draft. Like, Zietler is out. You're gonna have to add another lineman into the swing. You probably bring Udo and Crenshaw Dixon back as your swings. Corey Levin definitely comes back. You got Dellinger, Hans, and Moss, and Jackson Slater at guard. Are you gonna move Jackson Slater to center? Or are you gonna leave him at right guard? It's like they got so many holes. I just don't see. I mean, only Marcus Harris and Micah Robinson is gonna be cornerbacks coming back. Arden Key is out. Sebastian Joseph Day is out. Jahad Ward. You got Truman Jones, Jalen Harrell, and Femi that'll be under contract coming back at edge, and Ollie Gay. I think Ollie Gay is still under contract. But I mean, come on, bro. Like, you have so many holes. You can't reach at 4 at a receiver when you could trade back and you're gonna be goons in the second round. Like, after Nick Harbaugh runs his 40, like, where does he fall? Chris Bell had an injury. He would be a steal if he failed. You're gonna have, your Jeremy Bernards, your Denzel Boston's, Concepcion if he drops, Zachariah Branch, Jacoby Lane, Chris Brazel. It's gonna be a lot of receivers out there in those second and third rounds, and you just cleaned up in the fourth last year. So, I mean, I don't want to spend 20-25 million on Alec Pierce or Romeo Doubs, but I mean, like, George Pickens is not leaving Dallas. I don't know. Like, I just can't spend a wide receiver at 4. I just don't see it. Not if you could trade back and get David Bailey in one of the good corners, or if you could get a receiver in a edge somewhere. I don't know. Like, they got so many different options that they got to go about trying to put it down on the board. Bergonzi said Levis is healthy. Should they keep him or ship him? They're gonna act like they're gonna keep him. They're gonna show workout videos of him with his shirt off throwing the ball 70 yards down the sideline. He's got all the physical tools. If I'm the Tennessee Titans, Malik Willis is the poster child for saying, hey man, the last regime didn't know what they was doing. And Malik Willis, look what he did on Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be selling that for Will Levis. I would love it if they was able to have a good showing that he was back healthy and trade Will Levis for a day 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? And then bring in a guy like Marcus Mariota as a veteran mentor. Get Brandon Allen, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Simmons the hell out of Nashville. It's absolutely nothing Cam Ward can learn from them guys. Say that makes sense. John Harbaugh to the Titans. We would celebrate. Hope the Falcons land Harbaugh with our weak division. Ain't no way Jim don't have us in the playoffs next year. I ain't gonna lie. Falcons is in a pinch. Falcons don't got no money. Kyle Pitts is gonna be due some bread. He may leave. Y'all got Bijan, and you got to figure out what you're going to do with Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins. You got Drake London. You got a really good defensive core of talent, but I don't think y'all division is necessarily as weak as you think it is. The Buccaneers were still right back in the thick of things with all the injuries they got. And they're a smart organization. They've dominated y'all division. If healthy, they're going to be a problem again next year. And then the Panthers have acquired a lot of talent. I don't know what they're going to do with Bryce Young, but Tetroa McMillan, Xavier Leggett, Jalen Coker, Jimmy Horn, Jatavian Sanders, Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard, and they got some dogs on defense. Like, the Panthers is, and even last year when they didn't have a good record, this still was a tough game. And down the stretch, Kellen Moore started to find something with the Saints, and then they traded Shaheed early. So with Olave coming back healthy, they're gonna have multiple picks. The Saints is like, y'all division ain't gonna be no easy games, put it that way. And the Falcons have to figure out what they want to do with Kirk Cousins or Penix. You got to pick one and roll. You can't just sit in limbo like they have. And like, they're gonna be in a point where like they're gonna have to do it through the draft, and the Rams have the Falcons' first round draft pick. So that's another thing. Like, the Falcons don't have a first round draft pick, and they don't have free agent money. So them retaining the talent they do got, and then not having a first round pick, Falcons is gonna have a tougher time fighting in the division than it meets the eye. What would I do with Kirk Cousins and Penix? I would take Kirk Cousins and deal him. I would have I would maneuver my offense with Penix. Only thing is Penix is always hurt. So you got to have a quality backup, but not a $50 million backup. Sometimes when you bring in those candidates, maybe they aren't your head coach, but you look at them for coordinator spots. That true. I mean, you got to pick their brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are going to be some guys that don't get hired, but the organization is going to take their game plan and what they was going to do with the roster and implement it. He said Ruben Bain Jr. for us. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Bane because of the short arms, but we'll get to see in the Senior Bowl and in the Combine. Ravens Joe, tough day for you, my boy. Are you willing to ride Will Levis as the backup? I want to trade Will Levis, and I want to get an actual veteran backup like a Marcus Mariota or Josh Dobbs or somebody like that. That's just a good person that they could be in. Like Mariota would be my perfect backup. You know, Mariota's been getting $5 to $8 million a year to back up. He helped mentor Jaden Daniels. He's a really positive person. He has a different outtake. He's a team first guy. He was a former first round pick, lo and behold, 10 years ago with the Tennessee Titans. And when he was picked, the Titans had the same exact record. And they had the first overall pick in 2016, and they traded with the Rams. The Rams picked Goff. The Titans picked Derrick Henry. So just imagine how the cyclical nature is. He's been through everything that Cam Ward has been through, and he would be a good backup that Cam Ward could respect and learn from. I just don't picture Cam Ward sitting there with the notepad talking to Brandon Allen, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian, actually taking them serious when they trying to tell him what he should be looking at. Is horrible as Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle play when they actually was on the field for the Titans. Like, what could they tell him? But Levis will get us a good draft pick. Like, Levis was the first pick in the second round in that draft year. And when you think about the trades that have happened in the last few years, like Joe Milton, his draft value, you know, the draft value that Kenny Pickett was still able to get draft value. You know, give us a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick for Will Levis, and then sign a veteran because we got plenty of money. You know, the Titans going to be picking 4th, 35th, 66th, first pick in the 4th round. Ravens missed the kick, so we don't get the extra 4th, but we get an extra 5th. I think we get the Jets 5th. So you have 2 5th rounds, 2 6th rounds because of the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. trade, Roger McCreary trade. So you can have multiple day, like day 3, the Titans will pick first, and then they'll pick like multiple times in those 5th and 6th rounds. So like with the people that they've picked in those 4th to 6th rounds, like Jim DK, Gunnar Helm, A.O. Monner, Chiga Okonkwo, Marcus Harris, Jackson Slater, like they've been doing pretty good in those day 3 picks. And Bergonzi hit a home run in day 3 last year. So, you know, I expect them to be able to add some quality talent, maybe a late round running back, late round safety, or linebacker. Start, you know, but in those top 100 picks, Titans got a dunk. Titans got money to spend. Somebody gonna take it. Need some decent free agents. This franchise could turn things around. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Patriots and you look at the Jaguars, you look at the Bears. Those are all teams that picked high last year. They was right there with us. You know, Will Campbell was a high pick for the Patriots. You know, like all those teams was picking. You know, the Jaguars had to trade with the Browns and got Travis Hunter. You know, it wasn't like those teams wasn't up there picking with us last year. You know, the Bears, the trade, Bears was still eating off of the Bryce Young trade because Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, the offensive tackle from Tennessee, a defensive tackle, Luther Burden, they got a lot out of that trade from Bryce Young over the years. And, you know, when you got money to spend and you bring in Montez Sweat and Swift and Kevin Byard, you know, the people that they brought in with those with their free agent bread and they draft picks, like that's what it takes to turn around an organization. Look with the Patriots, all the free agents that they brought in, and they had a good draft. Got to bring in some young guys that they're gonna be impact players who all got coaching jobs open. I'll put the graphic up. Newly the Baltimore Ravens, but yeah, I'll show you. Now it's the Ravens, Raiders, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, Browns, Falcons. And you can kind of see the layout. Like, Falcons don't have a first round pick and they down on the cap. Browns is down on the cap. They got the number 6 pick and they got the Jaguars pick. Then the Giants will pick 5th. Giants are not in cap hell, and you got to think Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, and Scottaboo come back next year. Kayvon Thibodeau leaves, but you got, hopefully they can turn around Abdul Carter, and they got Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns had a crazy season for them. Obviously, the Titans have the 4th pick. They got a lot of extra picks from trades. The Draymond Jones trade, the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. trade, the Roger McCreary trade. Titans gonna have after L'Jarius Sneed and Calvin Ridley get cut, this number even rises up. I think that number rises up like another 15 to 20 million. Cardinals picked 3rd. They fired Gannon. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. You got Trey McBride. You got Buda Baker. You got some stars over there, but they got to figure out what they want to do with Kyler Murray. And then the Raiders pick 1st, and they have $100 million in cap space. The only negative part of the Raiders is Geno Smith is gonna get like $37-38 million. So it's gonna kind of be similar to a Falcons situation. If they draft a quarterback at number 1, is you'll have a $40 million quarterback sitting on the bench with a number 1 overall pick there. So I don't think anybody's gonna be wanting to trade draft capital to give Geno Smith almost $40 million with the way his season went this past year.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Then obviously the Ravens is open with Lamar Jackson and company. If Harbaugh comes, we could probably keep Denard Wilson and Bones Fossil. That's true. Send Kirk to Arizona for Kyler. But then Kyler Murray is going to be due $38 million. So, what are you really doing? And the Cardinals have to get Kyler Murray off the roster before middle of March, or they got to give him an extra $18 million. Like, Kyler Murray has a big contract, so like him going Kyler Murray for Cardinals to the Falcons is like a even wash. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kirk Cousins is gonna be damn near 40 years old and getting paid $45 million. And I don't know that the Cardinals with a number 3 pick would be thinking that way. The Cardinals could be thinking they want to trade Kyler Murray and then draft a quarterback. Who knows what some of these teams really want to do? Should get Vic back. Won't change nothing, but similarly overpaid. Brandon Allen is ass. I don't know. He got the job because Brian Callahan thought that Brandon Allen could help Cam Ward learn his system faster. And then they didn't want to run any RPOs. I don't know, man. That doesn't make sense. So crazy some Titans fans actually wanted y'all to draft Abdul Carter and suffer through a whole season with Brandon Allen at QB. I'm going to be honest with you, Becker. It was some Titan fans that was petrified of Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders being in Nashville. That's just the honest to God truth. And if y'all remember, at the time, I can't remember who I was in the booth, but I know Impulse and somebody else was in the booth, and I think it was Big Jeff, and they was like clamoring for Jackson Dart. And I said, if we traded back and got Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart at the top of the second round, I wouldn't be mad at all. And then they was like, and then we was like, people was like, really? And then Jeff was like, I think Jackson Dart gonna go first round. I said, I don't think he is. I said, but he's the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. I said, if I ended up with any of those 3, I wouldn't be mad. And I went on record saying, I think this year's quarterback class, because you still have Jalen Milroe and Will Howard and some guys that's out there developing, Quinn Ewers, and Tyler Shuck, I still like this class better than this next year's. And people's like, no. I say, man, y'all was tanking for Drew Aller, Arch, K, Klubnik, Lenora Sellers. All the people that they were saying tank for wound up being buns this year. Nobody's throwing a first round pick at Carson Beck. So it's like this year is gonna be Mendoza, Dante Moore, Ty Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like, those weren't the names that y'all was telling me that we should be waiting on. people wanted the Titans to take Abdul Carter first, and then James Pierce Jr. wound up being the best edge rusher in the class. And I remember going on record saying, I think that there will be better edge rushers than Abdul Carter, because people was just clamoring about him too hard. You know, you have that every year when people go crazy when they see somebody that's supposed to be the guy. And I said, if we don't take Cam Ward first after they do all the interviews and stuff like that, because I felt like in the Senior Bowl, the Titans had a week with Shedeur and they had it early. And I don't think that they came out of wanting to take him at 1. But they still, you know, liked his skill set. Once they had their meetings with Cam Ward, everybody in the world knew that they was gonna take Cam Ward. And then there's people in the Titan fan base saying, no, don't take him, take Abdul Carter at 1. And I was like, if you don't take Cam Ward at 1, trade back, take Shedeur, Jackson Dart if they there, and then you still gonna have the capital to get even more. Because at the time we didn't have a 3rd round pick, but they took Cam Ward first, then traded out of the Luther Burden pick and got Femi Oladejo and Kevin Winston, because we didn't have a 3rd round pick. So I was like, I wasn't mad at the way they did it. If you felt like one of the quarterbacks in this draft at 1 is better than the next year's draft, take them. And then they traded back in the 2nd and got the capital back. And then this year we got plenty of draft picks. That was my thing, was like, people, but it was so many people wanted Abdul Carter, and none of those people will come eat they crow that was clamoring for Abdul Carter at 1. None of them is coming out saying, yo, I was wrong on Abdul Carter. Ravens can trade back with Carolina and get Woods. Mason Thomas. Raiders Landon Mendoza. Nobody think about Diego Pavia. He shot himself in the foot. Y'all got a QB. Now what y'all need to focus on? The whole 53-man roster. Starting with the coaching search. Then 2nd, they got to draft well. 3rd, they have to get a good supplemental cast in free agency. Like I've said it 1,000 times, like the Xavier Woods and Sebastian Joseph Days are the guys, and the Corey Levins is the type of free agents that they need to be going after. Just quality players that help you. Van Jefferson was a good pickup. Tyler Lockett was not. Send K1 to Minnesota and let him fight with McCarthy for QB1. Yeah, that's why I made the post. I said the Colts or the Vikings should be the 2 teams that should be looking at Kyler Murray. Let's see. Who you think the Cowboys should pick up for defensive coordinator? I think the Cowboys should get a former head coach as DC, but I mean, as much as y'all don't like Eberflus, and the Dallas Cowboy defense was ass this year, and whatever, you can't trade one of the faces of defense in the NFL and then run this team out here and expect that they was like gonna be a shutdown defense. I don't know what anybody thought Dallas defense was gonna look like. Do I think he did a good job? No, but I'm saying like the whole concept of like you built your defense around one player and then you got rid of him and then the defense didn't get good. But I guess if you look over and see Robert Saleh doing a great job with a defense with a whole bunch of nobodies, then you feel like you're supposed to make that move. But then every single year y'all have a different defensive coordinator. Like at some point, like y'all have to like lock it in. I think the Cowboys need a former head coach at DC though.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
What I think about Cody Barton, I don't think he's great in the run game, but I think Cody Barton is a good coverage linebacker. He's a good energy guy. The crazy part is the Titans had Ernest Jones and they traded him, and then you went and got Cody Barton. So it's like it was a step down, but like Cody Barton ain't the reason why our defense was hurt. Our defense was hurting because of cornerback. Cornerback is the reason why our defense was hurting all year in edge. Like you start the season off with Tavondre Sweat on IR, and then it took Draymond Jones and Arden Key a minute to get rolling. Then by the time they got rolling, you traded Draymond Jones and you traded Jarvis right out the gate. You cut Cheeto in the offseason to play Jarvis. That's one of the most like controversial moves. It wasn't trading Jarvis. It was you cut Cheeto and you paid him to play on the Ravens to have Jarvis start, to trade Jarvis as soon as the season started, to then trade Roger because he's not a fit for what you want your defense to be. Then L'Jarius Need is on an alleged drive-by shooting. So it's like, bro, you already are down to like cornerback 6 when the season starts. You know what I'm saying? Like you 3 weeks in and you on cornerback 6. So it's like Darrell Baker Jr. was a tank for us this year. Kairi Lam, Womack got cut. Michael Robinson,
Let me teach you how to
Kamon
vibe.
Hall, Jalen Armour Davis. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, we just throwing names against the wall at this point. And this is second down and 30 to the Texans. This is game on the line. 4th and 16 to the Texans. 4th and 17 to the Texans. This is, end to have dunk on by Cortland Sutton because they mismanaged the end of the half. Like game after game. Jackson Smith and Jigba getting lined up on safeties the whole game because the corners couldn't communicate to switch with the safeties correctly. Like if you're the corner and JSN comes in motion, you have to take JSN. You can't leave a linebacker or safety on JSN. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, and then like Womack had a problem standing up. We had so many cornerbacks that was just like falling down. Like, because bro, like Kamon Hall on Chris Olave against the Saints, good God, bro. Kevin Winston may be as good as Pickett Luther Burden. Oh yeah, Kevin Winston a dog. I ain't tripping on Kevin Winston. He gonna be a dog. What about Daniels? Does he resign to the Colts? He can't. He broke his leg and he had he had like the 2 injuries that you can't have. Like you can't break your leg and have like a bad muscle tear. Like he had them both. Like, and he was already on a 1-year deal, 14 million guaranteed, 17 million total. So like, if you sign him to a long-term deal, you bring him back, he's not going to be ready to play to halfway through the season. I mean, either they got to just say Shane Steichen is going to actually develop Anthony Richardson his last year, or they're going to try to take a stab at Kyler Murray. Or, oh my God, could you see the Colts bringing in Kirk old ass cousins? I mean, they brought in Phillip Rivers. Why not go get another 40-year-old quarterback? But hey, it's the Colts. I don't care if they be bad forever. Yeah, I think they mismanaged Kevin Winston's load of him starting the season too. Anyways, they did the same thing with JC. They did like just put him on IR and let him fully heal. Like if they get hurt, like stop with the back and forth, up and down stuff. Just let him heal and then bring him when you can. Jonathan Gannon returns to the NFC East as Dallas defensive coordinator. Hope Houston Texans beat the Steelers Monday. That's what I was thinking. A former head coach. Who you got going to the Super Bowl? All year I've said I thought in the NFC I thought the Rams was the best team, and I think this year in the AFC is Josh Allen's time. No Lamar, no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Josh Allen's time to shine. If not now, when? Bills Rams Super Bowl. But don't let the Eagles get hot in the playoffs. Y'all gonna be mad. I'm sorry. Don't let them remember that they got Saquon Barkley as a running back. Yeah, I had met Jackson Smith and Jigba's brother, Kaney. He told me that JSN and Spoon was going to be a problem, and he was right. He was not lying. Sometimes you think somebody, man, he's just hyping his brother. Nah, like JSN and Witherspoon really did ball out. Who are the first round exits? I'm gonna do a whole video on I think I need to go back and clip that. I think we did a video on picking I think I need to make that a YouTube video of my playoff selections. Talk about it. No, Raj, I don't want to go down the football rabbit hole. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. If we do that, then we might as well just say it's rigged while watch it. To be honest, to be fair, if we do that, we might as well say it's rigged while watch it. Let's just continue to have some fun. Be excited that your young Panthers are in the playoffs and y'all got a shot. All you got to do is get in the playoffs and then you got a shot. Man, let me run it down for all the people that hit the reaction on the stream. Mo, Tyler, Rabbit, Ryan, Brown, aka Uplifting, Michael Montgomery, what up? Nevin, Cowboy Slow. If I miss you, I apologize. Make sure y'all following on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all tapped in on YouTube for those daily uploads in the morning. So if you missed the pod, if you missed the shop talk, I always break down some of the best parts of it and upload it on YouTube in the morning at 8 a.m. Central. If y'all be wanting to see those gaming streams or just a late night chill sessions, man, make sure you watching on Kick. No ads, up to 50 emos free. All you gotta do is follow the channel. Picture in picture. You can still have your phone to do whatever you want to do, and we can listen to music and watch game films and podcasts and news conferences. YouTube and Facebook really don't play about spectating content and music and sounds and stuff like that. You get a lot of copyright, so trying to get off of that. Somebody said Derrick Henry to come back to the South. I wish he would have never left, but those same talking heads that be covering the Titans that said Derrick Henry didn't have nothing in the tank, just watch the dude go for 1,900 and 1,500 in back-to-back years and have some 4 touchdown games and stuff like that. Like, Derrick Henry is still him. Man, I would not have guessed John Harbaugh got let go today, though. That was quite
Let me
crazy.
teach you how to vibe.
That was quite crazy seeing that was quite crazy. Low key, we can use a quality backup. Nose tackle behind Sweat between injuries and him being out of shape. But to be fair though, I mean, they brought in James Lynch, CJ Ravenel, Sebastian Joseph Day, Shy Tuttle. Cam Horsley didn't really get a chance to really get on the field and make an impact. But I agree with that though. Like, you got money. If you can get another, my thing is, if you got to bring back a Sebastian Joseph Day though. I didn't get to see much of Ravenel. James Lynch has always been solid when he's got in rotation. I think this is the time to start, picking some of those guys and those late round picks at D tackle. Some of them undrafted free agent, hungry man. You know what I'm saying? He said a legit edge would open everything up. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like the free agent edges that's out there is Kayvon Thibodeau, Jalen Phillips, Adafe Owe, Boy Mafe. Can you get one of those guys to come? Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me one of them, and then Femi back healthy. Bring Jahad Ward back. Then you got your young rotational guys, Truman Jones and Ali Gay and Jalen Harrell, who just gonna be like those rotational guys that's developing, who actually didn't play bad in the spots that they got in. But give me a guy, give me one of those type of guys, because you get one of those and then give me a draft steal. Like, you could trade back off of Arvell, Reese, or Bain, if you was to land one of those guys, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you would be able to do a little something different. Like, let's say you traded back and you picked up David Bailey or TJ Parker, Dennis Sutton, Zion Young. Like, you get one of them type of guys and rotate in with somebody who can consistently get back there. Like Draymond Jones was getting a sack every game, getting those one-on-ones. Jahar Ward was consistently getting pressures, and we don't know what Femi is going to turn into. So I agree. I'm more with the give me a consistent edge like we had with Landry, and when Landry and Bud Dupree them was there, but also give me another inside out guy. Like, I love the fact that it's some teams that can stack up and take an edge and put him inside and put Jeffrey Simmons on the outside and let them run 2-man games. You know, you get something like that, like you can start to really confuse, because like Cedric Gray, Cody Barton, Kevin Winston Jr. coming down in the box. We got some guys, you know, James Williams. We got some guys that's gonna be able to get after the QB athletically. But you need some guys you can go inside out with. So let's say T Sweat played first and second down, third down. You play Jeffrey Simmons and moved him to the other side, and you had an edge you could play inside. You know what I'm saying? You can run 2-man games, let some people bluff and drop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna force some people to have to do some things to actually block you. But you right now in a lot of games after the Draymond Jones trade, and when Arden Key would be in and out the lineup, people just duo Jeffrey Simmons and nobody can get off a block. Outside noise get loud sometime, Rabbit. Oh, it'll get crazy then, Becker. But think about it though, Becker. Like, if you set it up with Jeff and T Sweat, with Femi coming back, if like let's say you was to get like Adafioye or Jalen Phillips, those are guys that can play inside out, and then you put like, you know, people like Ruben Bain and people like Arvell Reese, but Keldrick Falk is gonna probably be the third or fourth guy taken. He's still growing. Dude is gonna be like 6'6", 270. Like, he gonna be in there like Myles Garrett type of looking frame. He can play inside out. He just ain't like fully defined on what he gonna be. You know, David Bailey, TJ Parker, Zion Young, Dennis Sutton. It's, you know, Art Thomas. It's gonna be some people there's gonna be like a James Pierce Jr. that's gonna surprise you and be good out of nowhere. It's just gonna have a crazy motor and know how to get after the QB. Like how Bain was game wrecking in college, but Mesidor was still balling opposite of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know, man. Like, and you drafting off a potential of what a person could turn into. So, you know, that there's that. You know, what if you think Bain is the guy and you don't get him? He get picked in front of you. What if you think Reese is the guy and you don't get him? Like, the Titans really need a draft board of saying, like, here's 10 edges we like. Here's 10 corners we like. Here's 10 wide receivers we like. Here's three to five tight ends. Here's some offensive guards we like. When we get to that position, if it's somebody that we really like, that we think can be an impact player, we take them. If they not there, we trade back and get more capital, because a lot of the guys that we like are still there. That's kind of similar to Luther Burden last year. Everybody wanted Luther Burden. But trading back, giving you Femi and Kevin Winston, saying like, in the future you're gonna have a 6'4", 260-pound freak that can set the edge with Femi, and then Kevin Winston that can play at the line of scrimmage all the way back deep. You know, a 6'3" safety that's fast. Like, I'd rather give me two of those. Like, give me an edge in a corner give me a receiver in a corner. Give me those extra picks that I could get at every position. And when they get to pick 35, they gotta evaluate the same way. Like, okay, this is who's available. But if we trade back from pick 35 to pick 42 and pick up another top 100 pick, yeah, we really like Jeremy Bernard, but if Chris Bell is still gonna be there after we trade back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do that at every position, at every time they pick. When they get to 66, they gotta say, man, if we trade back from 66 to 71 and pick up another 5th round pick, like, that could be another safety or another, like you say, another D tackle up. Like, they really have to go into it like that, saying that in those top 100 to 150 picks, at the number of good players that get picked in the late rounds that contribute to a roster being better, because your roster is going to get better from the 2nd round to the 6th round is where your team going to be made up. Ain't nobody got no whole team full of 1st round picks. Clowney was butt for the Titans. I'm thinking about Bud Dupree. No, Clowney was ass. He had 14 solo tackles. He got paid $20 million. Bud Dupree was actually a good edge setter for the Titans. When him and when Bud Dupree and Harold Landry was there, we was getting after people ass on the edge. He said the video of Clowney taking the shit on the sidelines and then the Titans scoring was funny. Great edge class. You had to get one or look dumb. Yeah, definitely. Like, it's gonna be so many that, like, at every position when the Titans pick, is it, can we get multiple people, or is there somebody we can't pass on? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's the thought process they had to go through this draft. In free agency, you just can't get sold. Like, you paid $13 million a year for Cheeto, and then you cut him and he balled for the Ravens. So you cut the wrong person. You gave $76 million to L'Jarius Sneed and sent the 3rd round pick to the Chiefs. And then L'Jarius Sneed barely played. You know what I'm saying? Like, we signed Calvin Ridley. He getting $28 million next year. He had a lot of drop issues and he hasn't been on the field hardly at all last year. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you rolling the dice saying, is he going to be your $28 million number 1 receiver? Is his peak good enough for you to put your hat on? He going to play 15, 16 games next year and ball out. Who's willing to really bet on that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pick the direction, but you're not trying to get Alec Pierce $25 million. George Pickens ain't coming to Nashville. Not because, like, oh, you being like them saying, like, no, I don't think Dallas will let him leave. I think they'll tag him. He'll get paid $30 million to stay in Dallas. Like, even when Brian Callahan was there, he couldn't get T. Higgins to come be a number 1. So, like, I don't want to reach. If we didn't get A.J. Brown $25 million, I don't want to get Alec Pierce $25 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if Romeo Doubs market value say $12 million and the Titans get him like how they did with D-Hop, you know, $13-14 million, I'd be cool with Doubs being in the rotation of receivers. Doubs, Chimere DK, A.O. Monter, Restrepo, and then still drafting 2 more receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say they picked up Doubs and they did go defense at pick 4 and traded back out of 35 and got an extra pick, and they first pick in the 3rd round was Zachariah Branch. You know what I'm saying? Doubs, DK, A.O. Monter, and Zachariah Branch and Restrepo. You know, then you probably bring back Van Jefferson for that leadership in the room, because Van Jefferson for $1.6 million is a very effective guy to be part of your roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Titans could do something like that, and then, you know, the core of your receivers is young guys, and then Doubs coming into his 2nd contract. Then you got 1 veteran in the room. Then maybe you take a stab at some guys late. You know, Horton for Alabama that played with Cam when he was at Miami. Barry and Brown at LSU that was at Kentucky. Like you might Nick Anderson that was at Oklahoma that went to LSU but had a few injury issues. Like maybe you look at some of them guys. Like best case scenario is Chris Bell's injury because people don't want to wait on him, and Chris Bell fall down and you pair up a Chris Bell with Zachariah Branch. Then I'm happy. I shut up because then you could wait half a season for him to get right because you know what he gonna be. What I think about Stefanski, he'd be somebody's great offensive coordinator. What's even better for us, Michael Wilson showed he can be a legit wide receiver one if need be. 700 yards, 7 touchdowns the last 7 games of the season, 1K for the season. Yeah, Michael Wilson played good for y'all. He's a good, but he'd be better realistically to have as a good 2 with a coach that knew how to get Marvin Harrison the ball. Marvin Harrison is the one, and you got Wilson, and then y'all got that little dude Dortch. Ain't that his name? Y'all got a little twitchy dude. Y'all need another like route runner. Y'all need that Amon-Ra St. Brown build. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that come in. Y'all got Trey McBride. Like, to be honest, y'all wouldn't be the bad team to go after the Jeremiah Love. I don't know about taking him at 3. You know what I'm saying? But y'all would be the good team to trade back out of 3 and draft Jeremiah Love. Trey McBride, Jeremiah Love, Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Dortch. Like, yeah, I could roll with that offense. Harbaugh, McCarthy is a tight shit. I would be happy. I would rather have Harbaugh because I've seen him. I've seen him have a lot of coordinators leave and get good jobs. And that's what I look for in a coach, like who can pump out OCs and DCs. Oh my goodness, man. What a day. Who is expecting this? Who is expecting this that John Harbaugh would be out? Swall said what I think about. I just think that Jason Garrett would be a good interview to see how the media and somebody outside of football views the Titans. I wouldn't want Jason Garrett as my head coach, though. It's crazy, but that, to me though, Ocho, that means people let the noise outside the locker room affect what's going on. I just don't. I don't live in that world where like I'm listening to the outside influence to the point where it makes me make a decision on my team. I just don't, because if they don't get this right, it could be a setback for a franchise, because it's a lot of pressure for whoever the head coach is to come in with an all-world talent like Lamar, Derrick Henry, Kyle Hamilton. Like, it's so much talent that that next coach got to feast or famine. Like that coach ain't coming in to rebuild. That coach is coming in saying whoever they hire need to win the NFC North next year. Ultimately, I think the Ravens will regret. I mean, the Browns, if they decide to stay with Shador and they get the right coach, are gonna come back with 2 first-round picks next year, on top of what they got. You know, like the Browns can really load up. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bengals, I assume their defense will have to have more talent on it because I think the Bengals got like 70-something million in cap space. You know, if Joe Burrow is healthy next year, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Chase Brown, like the Bengals are not going to be as bad as they was this year with Joe Burrow missing so much of the season and Flacco playing for a minute and Brown and playing for a minute. Like I don't see the Bengals being that like the Steelers, depending on how this playoff go, like is Aaron Rodgers coming back another year? Then you got Will Howard. Obviously Mason Rudolph ain't the QB of the future for the Steelers. So who knows, you know, like it's going to be interesting. Then you got to think Mahomes will be back next year. And the Broncos, the Patriots, the Texans only going to get more talent. Yeah, Bengals finally got a little bread. I hate to say it, but everything makes me feel like Robert Saleh will land is. I think Baltimore is going to hire an offensive coach. I really do. And Lamar want to go back to Florida. I don't. I think Lamar love being a Raven. I don't think Joe Burrow won out. I think Joe Burrow won't change. Far as like, you gotta think like, here's Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase was like triple crown last year, and with T. Higgins coming back, they didn't have no bread. Joe Mixon leaves. They get Chase Brown, but then they can't pay their rookie in the offseason. That's a big headline. Trey Henderson wants money. They can't pay him. You can't pay the NFL sack leader, and you can't pay the person you drafted to replace him. Like, they started their season off saying their best two edge rushers was not going to play. Like, what do you expect? Then Joe Burrow get hurt. Joe is like, man, I got to make, like, if you on a team, you in a front office like the Rams. The Rams haven't won a Super Bowl. The Rams went to a Super Bowl before that. The Rams have 2 first-round picks this year and have a good team, and the Rams have $90 million in cap space. The Rams could go get any free agent they want, and they're going to have 2 first-round picks with the team they already got. You see what I'm saying? Like, when we all, like, look at the Eagles front office and how the Eagles build their team, if you Joe Burrow and you're just sitting there watching like every year, the Bills, the Chiefs, all the teams around you, the Ravens, like everybody getting more talent than you, everybody building their team with young players, like you'd be frustrated if your team can't put nothing together in the front office. Not that he want to leave, it's just like, bro, are we gonna get it together? RJ with the 200 star bombs. He said, you know nothing, Jon Snow, king of the north. Dragon stickers in the chat. What's good, RJ? Coach said in the building. Pittsburgh could load up as well, maybe Baltimore. Pittsburgh can't load up because they got to figure out what they're going to do at QB. If like, let's say they go one and done, right? Let's say that the Steelers go one and done in the playoffs. They'll be in and win like 11, 12 years without a playoff win. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers come back next year if they one and done. If they make a run, I can see Rodgers coming back for one more year, but you can't let Rodgers do to you what Roethlisberger did to them for so many years. Is am I coming back? Am I not? Am I coming back? Am I not? And you never move on at QB. You see what I'm saying? Because if they get one and done, you're going to say, like, what was the difference between Aaron Rodgers being here and Russell Wilson? Like, you're going to say it's not really a difference. You see what I'm saying? Like, you say it's not really a difference in who we had here. You know, so then they would still be looking to have to try to get the QB of the future. So and Mason Rudolph is definitely not the guy. So Steelers still have to answer the quarterback issue. Like, I think that's the difference between like the Eagles and the Rams and like some of the teams that's just smart and good in the front office. like they'll find a way to acquire, like the Chargers. The Chargers are going to be at the top of the league in money free. You know, like Chargers gonna have a lot of bread to go in free agency. Some of those teams is just moving smart. Matt LaFleur might get fired. They have a first round exit. Would you want him back in Tennessee? Yes. You know, LaFleur was there with Vrabel in his first year, and then he went to Green Bay. I don't know why the Green Bay Packers would want to get rid of LaFleur. I mean, Jordan Love in and out, Malik Willis coming in. You going to the third string quarterback. Christian Watson can't stay on the field. Micah Parsons is out for the year. They done shuffled in like 3 or 4 different cornerbacks. They done picked up Diggs now. Like, I mean, think about it. You're going to fire LaFleur because they lose in the first round exit. But then the Lions, without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, missed the playoffs the very next year. You see what I'm saying? With all that talent the Lions got. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not just one of those people that just want to make a knee-jerk decision. I'm more one that's like, what is it going to take to truly fix it long term? Getting rid of LaFleur don't mean you're going to hire a coach better than LaFleur. You hate the Rams so much. He said, yeah, NFL, NBA had to give and get out the now mentality. There's so much talent and growth they could have made these teams. If they only had patience, another 200. It's like the college effect. Penn State hadn't been shit in the last quarter century. The Sandusky Gate with Joe Paterno and Jerry Sandusky, and then you have James Franklin can't win the big one. Lost in the playoffs last year. Drew Aller gets hurt. They lose some close games. They're having a bad season, and they fire him, and then hire somebody not as good as him. If James Franklin turn around Virginia Tech, they're gonna be sitting there saying, like, it took them all those months to hire a coach, and then you're gonna watch people in your conference with NIL money hire better people than you. Like Penn State might go back down to being mediocre. At least James Franklin had them winning games. It's like, oh, this is one of the highest winning percentages in college football, but he just didn't win the big one. Well, a lot of people ain't gonna win the big one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of it. Is like, people got to stop thinking about now and just think about long-term continued success. Do we got somebody that's gonna have us in the thick of things every year? And some years the chips is gonna fall one way, and sometimes that ain't. Just chilling, set up, baby. What's first month old on the 2nd of January. How's the baby doing though, bro? How's the fam? Shout out to all the guys in the shop 2 times. Big Jeff, everybody else. I've been super busy, about to get back active. Need some. I don't need nobody to argue with, but I do appreciate you being here with another 200 star. RJ, man, hope everything going good with the baby and all, man. I know you just need to worry about your sleep. We'll catch you in the springtime when that baby get a good sleep schedule, man. You cooked right now. Yo, my dog KD, what's up, man? Hey, KD, what you thought about my take, man? Kyler Murray to the Vikings, man. What you thinking? Jay Jettis not making the Pro Bowl is crazy, man. Y'all got to make some moves over there. He said Aaron Rodgers would have retired if they lost that game. I think so too. You think Harbaugh would want to come to Tennessee? Why wouldn't he? I mean, I had to keep putting this graphic up there, but there's only 32 head coaching jobs in the NFL, and he just left a place that has a lot of pressure. You're gonna come to somewhere that's gonna have a lot less pressure. You're gonna have Cam Ward, Jeffrey Simmons. You're gonna have probably $120 million in cap space. The number 4 pick, number 35 pick, number 66 pick, the first pick in the 4th round. You're gonna have 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and one. Like, you're gonna have a bunch of draft picks and a bunch of money to be able to say the Tennessee Titans won 3 games the last 2 years. If Jim Harbaugh comes in, takes the job, turns the culture around, and the Titans playing 500 football next year, they're gonna give him a statue. So like, You know, you look at the Falcons. The Falcons ain't got no money. Kyle Pitts is due some bread. You got to deal with. Can Penix stay healthy? What you do with Kirk Cousins? Is it the right move? They just fired a coach who got fired after a 4-game winning streak. You know, if you go to the Browns, you're going to have to deal with the pressure of, are they going to keep Shador? Are they not going to keep Shador? You better hope that they keep him, because if they don't, then you got Dylan Gabriel, still a 3rd-round pick that's sitting there. What do? Browns got 2 first-round picks, but they in cap hell. Giants is a high-profile job. The Giants is the only job that scares me, because you got another first-round quarterback. You got Scatterbo. You got Malik Neighbors coming back. Kayvon Thibodeau is out, but maybe you could turn around Abdul Carter. You got Brian Burns on the other side. You got a wacky front office. Not a lot of money in cap space, but you know, you got some young pieces to work in. And then Kyler Murray in the Cardinals. Cardinals got the number 3 pick. Not a lot of cap space, but you could potentially move Kyler Murray and add to that. You got, you know, you got some young talented players. Then if you go to the Raiders, you got Thomas Brady in the Raiders front office. You got the number 1 pick, but it's a lot of pressure because you're going to be having to groom a first-round QB. I know that you got to deal with having a $40 million veteran sitting there with guaranteed money, but you do got $100 million in cap space. And the first person you probably talk to is Max Crosby to convince him to stay in Las Vegas. See Elise Harbaugh to Cleveland and stay in the North. Revenge. Don't hire Tomlin. He likes to trade or too many old people. Mike Tomlin is not on the market though. Let's say you think Harbaugh will take another job right now. I think he'll take a year break or maybe 2. That's on him personally of whether he like to. I know his agent said he got 7 teams called him in 45 minutes. You see, I'm just speaking it into existence. I don't blame you. That's logical to want the best coach on the market. You'll take Jim Schwartz and you'll like it. He said Jim can't go to head coach if they hire a great OC. I will be fine with Schwartz, honestly. Yeah. I mean, Jim Schwartz got Titans ties. I'm late tonight. But how do I feel after Cam's season? I feel like first half of the season, Brian Callahan tried to ruin him. Second half of the season, Mike McCoy and Bo Hardegree decided to run the football and let Cam Ward be Cam Ward. Cam Ward had 1 turnover in the last 2 months of the season. Double-digit touchdowns. And he had 2 touchdowns in pretty much every game and was very efficient. That's what I wanted to see. I seen enough that I needed to see of Cam. Hate that he got hurt on the last game, but honestly, it's about as best he could do. He carved up the Jags defense and scored a touchdown and took a late hit in the end zone, which I felt like was a dirty hit, but Cam was professional about it in the post game. That's about all you wanted to see. And we lost and got the number 4 pick. I'm cool. Jason Garrett interviewing Lord, please. Cam was good. Nah, I mean, I said I want him to interview everybody, and maybe you need to get somebody who's out of football and in the media. You know, we don't have any primetime games this year. We didn't have not one primetime game. So how does the media view the Titans? What coaching staff would you bring? It might be a brain picking thing with Jason Garrett. Might not necessarily be looking at him as a for real legit head coach. Yeah, Browns will have a little bread once y'all make some moves, but don't y'all Wyatt Teller gonna be on the market. Thing about the Browns is, see, y'all got 2 first-round picks, and they got to decide is Shador the guy or the sad part is the way they did Dylan Gabriel. If they keep Shador, the trade value on Dylan Gabriel is like negative nothing. I seen it, bro. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. Kyler would be able to make something shake with us. I'm gonna restructure Watson again and Ward. Yeah, I seen some on Twitter. It was an analyst for Cleveland breaking down all the moves y'all can make to restructure the money. The only thing about your team and my team, CLE, is depending on who we hire as head coach, The Chargers have 90 million. The Rams have 90 million. It's like, it's good teams that got a bunch of bread. So I just can't imagine Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert call you and you a top level receiver and you don't go to there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't imagine the Rams and Matt Stafford and McVay is on the phone and somebody says, no, I'd rather go to Cleveland or Tennessee. That's the only bad part that we in. There's some good teams that got money too. Especially seeing like Tay Adams going to the Rams and, you know, like Adafiowe going to the Chargers. Like some of the guys that those free agent pickups that those teams got balled out. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough sell for us to get elite free agents to go to our teams. Honestly, I'm not mad. Only thing we do have is y'all got Myles Garrett and we got Jeffrey Simmons that may be one of those edge rushers. We want to play with like all-time defensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I won't be the one getting double teamed. Best situation is going to Tennessee. It just depends on who the person is. You know what I'm saying? Some people want some, like if you want to go into an established situation, you want Baltimore. If you want to go into a situation where you can groom young talent, you know, you take your pick. Do you want to go to New York? Do you want to go to Nashville? You want to go to Cleveland? Like, you want to go to Oakland? And then you got to look at like the front offices. All our front offices is wacky, bro. Like, you know, like somebody might not have a good rapport with the front office and say like, man, I don't want to work for them. So I think the Giants should be the scariest. They could be, but then again, like, can you keep Jackson Dart out the blue tent? Like, they ran him 10 times after he came back off a concussion. I don't know what their thought process is. Harbaugh don't want all the pressure from the New Yorkers. I think Max Crosby is leaving. It depends on the coach. What if you get a coach that comes in and immediately puts some talent around him? He might stay. Giants leaning towards Harbaugh and Stefanski. I could see the Giants looking at Stefanski. Whole family grew up Browns fans. It's a stretch, but not impossible. About Tomlin possibly leaving. If the Steelers would have lost, I could see Tomlin being in the same position Harbaugh is, but I don't.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
He may go to Vegas and play his brother twice a year. Could be. Jim with the Chargers. Mom, that John wants to come out west to the deal. Look at my dog, man. Becker is trying his best to get somebody to Arizona. He said, so it can be my favorite young prospect other than the injury last game and amazing being smart, not getting hit with what y'all had in the last 50 days. Cam has been amazing. I could be biased though. Dragon sticking. No, I mean, like, that's just honest. Like, the first half of the season, Cam Ward was turning the ball over, fumbling it. He was not looking crisp. He was not making good decisions. It seemed like after the bye, he got a chance to sit back and really look at what's going on and assess the situation. They committed to a run, play action, let him move around in the pocket and be who Cam Ward is. I think Callahan was trying to make Cam Ward be something he's not. It's like, you don't want a rookie quarterback with a makeshift offensive line after J.C. Latham went down, rotating pieces in, playing musical chairs, to drop back 50 times a game and throw to a bunch of no-name receivers. You know, like, having Cam Ward drop back 40 times when you got Van Jefferson and Mason Kinsey as your only two active receivers, where we had offensive linemen running routes. Like, I just didn't understand it. Second half of the season, Titans committed to a run, play action style. And if you think about it, what did the Bears do? They ran the ball and they play action Caleb Williams to his strengths to let him throw off schedule. What did the Patriots do? They stopped the run. They run the football. Drake May does not throw the ball 100 times a game. Drake May will burn your ass 23 of 26. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did Jim Harbaugh do with Herbert? He made him throw the ball 10 times less a game, made him focus on the run. In his first draft was Joe Alt. You know, it's like, look at Liam Cohen with the Jaguars. You know, ETN and Basil Tootin run the ball. They check it down to Brent Strange. You know, you move the pocket. You let a 6'6" quarterback like Trevor Lawrence play off the bootleg. Daniel Jones the first half of the season before he got hurt with the Colts. Jonathan Taylor was eating people up and he was killing people on play action and making plays with his feet. All the teams that turned it around, the Broncos with Bo Nix was the same way. You know, like, all the teams that turned it around quick is teams that ran the ball, play action, and get efficiency out of the quarterback by letting the quarterback play to their strengths. When they let Cam Ward play to his strength, like Brian Callahan didn't want to run RPO. 10 times a game, we throwing the ball pass plays behind the line of scrimmage to a 35-year-old receiver that's going bald. Like, Gunnar Helm and Chig was our best 2 pass catchers this year. At tight ends, we was targeting them like 2-3 times a game. DK Elmoner was not getting targets. I don't know what Brian Callahan was doing the first half of the season, but second half, it seemed like they calmed down and let Cam Ward be Cam Ward. And imagine if he played the first half of the season like he did the second, if the coaching staff wasn't effectively ruining him. It said for sure it was a dirty hit. I don't know now about Teller. Him and Kevin Stefanski did not have a good relationship. They need to keep Sanders, draft O-line, wide receiver to see what we got. Unless you're trading up for Mendoza's, that is a quarterback I like. Browns are the only one of these teams with an elite defense. He said that's going to attract some coaches. You know, NFL, we want him to go to the Raiders for the headlines, but I don't see Harbaugh wants all the media crazy at his age. What crazy trades you predict to have in this offseason? Not no crazy trades. It's just like you gotta think like Trey Hendrickson is gonna go somewhere. He's gonna get signed somewhere. The only crazy trade I could see is if Max Crosby wants out, or if the Vikings drop the ball and Jay Jettis want out. Like, it's not many crazy trades I could see that could be like blockbuster type of trades. Yeah, I mean the Browns got a good defense and they got 2 first-round picks. But they need to get out in front of what happened in the last draft was like the coaching staff, the front office not being on the same page with the draft. You know, you burn the Dylan Gabriel pick. You basically just lit a top 100 pick on fire. But the Browns had a good draft. The Browns got 2 first-round picks. Like, you know, they got an opportunity to flip it. It's just like in all these situations is hire the right coach. The right coach has to have the right OC, the right defense, the coordinator, the right special teams coach. They have to figure out and assess the situation with the roster that they currently have on who they bringing back, who they extending, who they letting go. And then in the draft, you have to say, like, let's get best player available in every situation and load up on draft capital and put a good 53 out there and go into camp with an attitude and the consistency to come out to say, not going to be a heavily penalized team, not going to be a team that turns the ball over. Tennessee Titans did not even have a cornerback with an interception this season. The one person that did have an interception was McCreary, and he got traded. He got traded to the Rams. Like, we ended the season with no cornerbacks. We had 17 different defensive backs played, with nobody with an interception outside of Roger McCreary in the first game of the season. It's just, bro, that's just trash, bro. He said Tomlin might still get fired after. Then that would just be dumb. Then you just be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go into the playoffs, let the playoffs get over, let everybody else interview and hire all the coaches you would hire if you let Tomlin leave. Tomlin does, like, what are you gonna do? Fire him and then promote Arthur Smith to head coach? Like, I don't see it. Then even if you do get rid of Tomlin, like, the next coach in the front office still have to go get the quarterback of the future. It ain't Mason Rudolph, and they haven't let Will Howard. I haven't seen, you know, I don't know how the development is going with Will Howard. Is like, are you coming into the season next year to say Will Howard or bust? You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. Ravens Joe, what up? He said, and you a Cowboy fan, by the way? Yeah, y'all fired y'all DC. Y'all need to go get one of these head coaches that just got fired and make them the DC. I was seeing Arizona some bread. You sent Ozzy some bread if he goes to Arizona? Pocket presence was phenomenal. He got better in the second half of the season, but I think part of that is like the offensive, like JC Latham, to be fair, got hurt in the first half of the first game. Then the first game he came back was week 6 versus Max Crosby. Then the coach got fired. And when the coach got fired, his dad, the offensive coordinator and run game coordinator, walked out. So it's like, you've been out all that time and you come back against one of the best edge rushers in the league, and he wasn't 100% healed. So do we know if they was pressuring a first round draft pick to come back to try to save the coach's job, come back, you're not fully healed. You don't have your confidence, and you get your ass kicked by Max Crosby. So it's like, you know, that's why I say after the bye week, the offensive line, the run game, Cam Ward, everybody played better. A good fit for Ayuk, sitting his ass at home. Anytime you got a bunch of bread and you wind up like not playing football because you and the coach arguing about the color of your gym shorts, you're gonna need a team that could handle the mentality to even bring him in. The Chiefs is the type of team that could take on a personality like Ayuk, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand people get that kind of money in the contract and, you know, just don't play football. I don't know. Nissan to actually want to try to make the team next season. The torture they put me through this year. John Harbaugh as head coach would do that. Yeah, Becker, your first half of the season was like Cardinals lead every game, lose the game on the last play of the game, and then Amari DiMercado dropping the football against the Titans. Like y'all, and then Kyler Murray hurting his foot on a false start. He didn't even get like hurt playing. He got hurt on a false start. Are you going to the Bills or Patriots? Yeah, I mean, he gonna have to go to a team with a strong culture already built. Forgot about that. I'm not even gonna lie. Do the Bills continue to play boring football and Josh Allen get this much money? Man, Josh Allen is a dog, man. This might be Josh Allen's year, y'all. Y'all know how I used to be on Josh Allen Nick, but this might be Josh Allen's year. I'm glad Amy Hands is off and Bergonzi we trust. Nah, y'all need to stop talking about Amy, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest proponent of what Amy, how she is with the team, but bro, she made the right call. Anybody gonna admit it, but she made the right call. Brian Callahan needed to go. Nobody's willing to go back and say, Amy, you was right. You fired back Brian Callahan and the team kept playing all 18 weeks of the season, and Cam Ward developed the second half of the season once you pulled the trigger to get rid of Brian Callahan. You gotta be honest. Like, we gotta be honest and say, like, you know, that was like that call by Amy wound up being the right call, and people was putting Amy down and giving all the love to the Colts, Ursay's daughter, and then the Colts did what we did that year when Todd Downing got that DUI, didn't win another game, and basically don't have a first round pick next year. So you gotta get off Amy back. I was more happy that Chad Brinker got out the way, and it's I've been saying Bergonzi gotta lead the coaching search and be tied to the, like, we can't keep playing this GM fired, coach fired, GM fired, coach fired. Marry them together and let them rock. And then if it don't work out, it just don't work out. But Brinker was also in the room when they hired Brian Callahan and let him hire a bunch of first time assistant coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was also in the room for that. So we can't just make it seem like it was Amy, because Amy had her guy Brinker in there. Brinker was in there supposed to know what's going on, and you let a first time head coach and play caller hire a bunch of rookies to come help him coach. So I can't just be on Amy like that. You gotta get Amy. You gotta be fair with her. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just think, if D. McCarvin done a fun at football, we win that game, and who knows how the season goes, and Tennessee gets the number one pick again. Josh Allen's really him, but I swear their games be way too close. He's supposed to put belts on teams. They really don't got no number one receiver though, because old Bubble Jacket went crazy. Coleman, I don't know what happened to bro. It said Bill had to go too. Yeah, I mean, this is Josh Allen's time, to be honest. He said Josh Allen loves to choke in the playoffs. He might actually win, but I'm thinking the upset is on the way. It would be crazy if he laid the egg against the Jags. I don't even feel like Josh Allen be choking in the playoffs. I like he just be getting beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about Josh Allen and Lamar. Like, they get in the playoffs, like, people will be like, Lamar, like, bruh, nigga missed a chip shot after Lamar pulled out a miracle pass on 4th down. Or, you know, like, they always come down to, like, field goals beat them, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, the 10 seconds against the Chiefs, like, I don't feel like it's just on Josh Allen, because, like, really, realistically, like, outside of James Cook, like, the Bills ain't got no superstars on offense. Shakir is, like, their best receiver. I don't even feel like Josh Allen be choking. I just feel like sometime it ain't your time. I feel like sometime it just ain't your time. You think Henry regrets going to the? No. I mean, a lot of the Titan fans and Titan media thought that Derrick Henry was washed. Derrick Henry got to go to the Ravens, have less rushing attempts, and have 1,900 yards his first year, and play in the playoffs, and then 1,500 yards this year, and missed the playoffs by a field goal. I don't think Derrick Henry regret going to the Ravens. If he was on the Titans, he'd be getting hit behind the line of scrimmage every run. Thought he was gonna get an easy ring. I don't think he was gonna get an easy ring. I just thought he did what any person do. I mean, realistically, you gotta be fair. Like, AJ Brown wanted to get paid. We didn't pay him. He been in 2 Super Bowls. Derrick Henry wanted to come back. They didn't want him to come back. They let him walk. We got nothing back in the trade for Derrick Henry, right? Derrick Henry balled out in Baltimore playing meaningful football. Kevin Byard. We wanted Kevin Byard to restructure. Kevin Byard, he lost a step. We traded Kevin Byard for Edmonds, who we cut. The pick that turned into Jaquan Jackson, and the pick that turned into Jarvis Brownlee. And we traded Jarvis Brownlee for a 6th round. So what's left of Kevin Byard is the 6th round pick that we take this year. Right? Kevin Byard is leading the league in interceptions on the Bears. They won the North. D-Hop. Remember D-Hop looking at the side of Brian Callahan's face? Because Brian Callahan didn't know how to get Ridley and D-Hop the ball at the same time when they had Tyler Boyd. Remember that? D-Hop left and went to the Chiefs. Immediately had impact on the Chiefs. Went to the Super Bowl. Like, we can't say that, like, any of these players regret leaving Tennessee. Ernest Jones, we traded Ernest Jones last year. Ernest Jones is on the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? We traded Draymond Jones this year. He hit his sack. He hit the sack goal number, and they was a field goal away from making the playoffs. Like, at the end of the day, like, everybody who we traded to let go, like Roger McCreary is on the Rams. Like, the Rams are in the playoffs. Only person that we traded that had a worse season than us was Jarvis Brownlee. That's because they traded Sauce, and they situation year 1 with Aaron Glenn bringing in Justin Fields didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cut Cheeto to play Jarvis. Cheeto was on the Ravens and started all year. If Cheeto would have been on the Titans, he would have been cornerback 1 all year. So I don't know. Like, we can't just have these like 10, 15 players that got cut or traded from the Titans in the last year or two all have better situations, with the exception of maybe one person. That's Jarvis. You see what I'm saying? So we can't say, like, why would Henry regret getting 1,900 yards on the Ravens or 1,500 yards on the Ravens, having a 4 touchdown game? Like, he's still super productive. So Tyler Lockett couldn't wait to leave. He was ready to go. Yeah, I mean, him and Quandre Diggs just said, man, I had enough of this. But to be fair, the Titans should have early extended and shown some respect to Nick Westbrook. Nick Westbrook really should have been our wide receiver 3-4 for less money than what we gave Lockett. We would have got way more out of him. See, the 2 veteran keeps should have been extending Nick Westbrook and then signing Van Jefferson. That would have been a better look. You know, because, you know, people can say what Nick Westbrook did on the Dolphins. Like, okay, he went to a team with Tariq Hill and Jalen Waller and Parker Washington. Not Parker Washington. What's the other little slot receiver that they got on the Dolphins? But on the Titans, like, I knew we wouldn't have a receiver have 9 touchdowns this year. He had 9 touchdowns last year. Like, sometimes you got to reward productivity in a person that's a team first guy. Like, he got $3.5 million to go to the Dolphins. We paid Lockett $4 million. And then we wound up having James Prochet, who actually played pretty good. Mason Kinsey. Like, we just was wound up just throwing names in a hat at one point. What about Christian Fulton? When Christian Fulton's time was up, he always had hamstring issues and went to the Chargers and came back and beat us. The same, like, with Elijah Molden. Like, Elijah Molden still, outside of Kevin Winston, still been better than any safety we done brought in since we let Bayer go. I don't know, bro. I'm just one of them people, like Tier Tart, all them people in the playoffs. Hassan Haskins, all the guys that went to the Chargers, Bud Dupree, all the Titans that went to the Chargers wound up making the playoffs. And Christian Fulton was a backup on the Chiefs this year. But let's be fair, Christian Fulton is better than 80% of the people that played corner for us this year. Snead, Cheeto, Jarvis, Roger, Marcus Harris, Baker Jr., Samuel Womack, Kamon Hall, Jalen Armar Davis, Micah Robinson. Like, bro, we just throwing names against the wall. Like, Christian Fulton is better than, like, the guys that was Carey Long. Christian Fulton is better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, NWI was like, and see, the Titans got to start remembering, like, the players that we have are blue collar guys that maybe not be the fancy guy, but they effective. You know, it might be the same way for Chig. You know, it was a time we paid $3.5 million to Swain and $6 million to Austin Hooper. Chig is effective. You could bring him back on a team friendly deal, or watch him go somewhere else and just try to spend a draft pick or another veteran tight end and get less production. He led us in yards after catches and yards this year as a tight end that didn't even get a lot of targets like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's with Gunnar Helm starting to get more targets in the second half of the season. So I just think they got to start looking at it like that. You know, the best ability is availability, and sometimes just having a consistent guy. Like, Van Jefferson is the consistent guy, but he should be like wide receiver 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have Nick Westbrook as your 4 with Alec, Chimdike, and a healthy Ridley, or this year, you see what I'm saying? Like, when you pay more money to Tyler Lockett than what Nick was even asking for him to have 70 yards, like, Lockett got a lot of targets and was a big part of the offense to only have 70 yards receiving in 7 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had Chimdike out there blocking bubble screens for Lockett. Like, it should be the other way around. Like, realistically, you should have Nick Westbrook out there blocking for Chimdike to catch a screen. 2 times, what up? Chig is gone, but I would want to bring him back. They should have just extended him early on like a team friendly deal, bro. Like, give him a little bonus bread. That way he feel they're giving some bread up front for him for what he's done. He hasn't missed a game in 4 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? If your MO is players that are team first guys, players that are available, that are healthy guys that help the team, like, Chig helps the team. Gunnar Helm is tight end 1, but he would still be your move tight end. You got DMR. You still probably need to bring another tight end in because we don't run fullbacks. So it's like, you're gonna spend a draft pick or money in free agency So let's say you could have got Chig for $5 million a year, $6 million a year, and then you get somebody else 3 or 4, and then it don't work out. It's like we save $1.5 million to have somebody not be as effective. Like our best 2 receivers this year was DK and Elmonder combined. They had 8 touchdowns. NWI had 9 last year. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to I have to look at things as like who's productive and who actually gets out there and plays ball. 2-time, what's good? Game day spotlight, what up? That's just me though. That's just me. That's how I look at the team. That's how I break the team down. I look at the team by what we actually need, and hopefully they get this coaching hire right. Everything starts with like I feel like free agency goes better if you have the right coach. The draft is gonna be pretty much up to Bergonzi. I don't see a coach coming in like truly changing too much of what they want to do with their draft board. The bigger picture. Oh, Brandon Allen gotta go. The draft should be super interesting. 2 times. Raiders picking first. Jets picking. Cardinals picking. We picking. You feel me? Like, but the college football playoffs is gonna have something to do with it. Like, does Dante Moore come out? Does Ty Sampson come out? Does one of those 2 go back to college? You know, the combine, like the Xavier Worthies, who's gonna come running crazy 40 time? You know, James Pierce Jr. running a 4.4 at edge last year. Like Nick Harbaugh, he's gonna be 6'5". He's gonna put a 4.2 40 on tape. You can't tell me if you see somebody 6'5" put a 4.2 40 on tape, it ain't gonna be some NFL team at the bottom of the first round, top of the second, that ain't like foaming at the mouth to get another DK Metcalf. I need this head coaching search to go fast. I don't want to be sitting here as the last team picking. He said, I don't want to be Penn State. Penn State sat so long, it's just, all right, give us Iowa State's old coach. What I think about Russell Wilson, I think Russell Wilson would be a good veteran backup on some teams that got a young QB. That's what I think about Russ. I think Russ, the type of person that Russ is gonna be looking for a situation where he could play. Russ would be a good backup in Minnesota behind McCarthy if they don't, you know, make some of the similar moves. Like, you know, you can see the coach love old quarterbacks. You know, like if they decided to say, you know what, if the coach decided that Anthony Richardson, they was going to develop him and keep him to play him year 4 with Daniel Jones' injury, picking up Russell Wilson as a backup in Indianapolis wouldn't be bad. You know, like Russell Wilson's probably going to get $10 to $15 million to play backup. That's not bad. Titans, I want Mariota, but you know how it is. Keep crushing it, man. A lot of Scotty, you do that every day, bro. Like I told you, have a blessed day, bro. And you know what? Since this is your second time doing it, and I already told you, if you wanted to come out the closet, you should find a better way to do it. You should sit down with your friends and loved ones. But I don't do 3 strikes. I do 2. Most time people don't get past 1. Don't come back. You're a one-trick pony. Like, if you're gonna be a troll, you gotta be funny, bro. I got thick skin, and most people can't get under my skin. So, like, if you're gonna be a troll, you gotta be funny. Like, you have to have original jokes, not come back with the same jokes all the time. Like, he said, what if Sam Darnold win him a Super Bowl? The Vikings would be kicking themselves. I said that last year. The Vikings had Sam Darnold on the contract and Daniel Jones and McCarthy. People argue with me when I said they should probably try to shop McCarthy and keep Darnold. Then it's like, nah. Like, bro, if you let Daniel Jones and Darnold go, like, and JJ don't work out, what position you in? You gonna have Carson Wentz over there, and You know what I'm saying? Like they had just went through the same situation with Kirk Cousins winning 14 games and losing to the Giants, lost to Daniel Jones. Then you let Daniel Jones go and turn the coast around, and you let Sam Darnold go do what Geno Smith couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a position you put yourself in. Is, you know, did you make the right moves? Like, did you keep the right person or let the wrong person go? And the crazy part is Sam Darnold's contract was cheap. 3 years, $100 million, $60 million guaranteed. You know, like an incentive-laced contract. Then they was able to bring in Cooper Kupp and Shaheed and Horton with JSN after letting Lockett and DK go, and then loaded up on defense like K9, Algiers, Arroyo, AJ Barner. Like they got dogs everywhere. They got Gray Zabel in the draft at offensive line. Like, would be cool to bring back Mariota. Vikings for sure fumbled. You had 3 quarterbacks and then you kept the worst of the 3. You know, what if Jay Jettis won out? I just like Marcus Mariota's mentality, how he was a good quarterback in the locker room for Jaden Daniels. He stayed hurt, and with Kevin O'Connell, the type of offense he got is like his defense gonna be so good with him and Flores that like, how can you mess that up? And they was messing it up. I would post a playoff bracket and see about reach engagement. I'm gonna do a whole video on it and I'm gonna post it. I just been busy with some DIY projects. I might do a whole nother YouTube channel for this, but me and the family been doing some DIY projects. My back hurt right now. I have cleaned out the attic upstairs. I might refinish it depending on all the other stuff I got to get done first. I had to put this wallpaper up in my wife's craft room on this photo wall that they building. Like I have filled up so many trash cans worth of stuff. Like I got 4 bags to take to Goodwill tomorrow. I got 2 boxes of books. I got like 1 big box of me and my wife clothes. We got a whole second one to go through. We got the whole thing that we giving to this lady with baby clothes. Cause you know, Sienna is 4 now. So like anything baby clothes gotta go. So there's like a stroller, a car seat, a bunch of baby clothes, like shoe boxes. I had 3 Xbox controllers, like computer monitors, all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna do a PC build. And some of this stuff that I'm gonna be doing, like I'm gonna be trying to do some giveaways with it. I'm gonna be redoing the stream room in here. I cleaned up and cleaned out some stuff today, so it's like right now we just on the spring cleaning part of it. I cleaned out half the garage. Like y'all don't understand how bad my back hurt and how many things I done, but we're gonna do some reclamation projects, some upcycling, and some renovation projects around the crib. And if I get all of them done this summer, I might take a stab at the kitchen, like a new countertop, a dishwasher, and some backsplash. But you know, like, bro, I'm a real country boy, and I'm a real person that don't mind effing up trying to do it himself. So this should be fun. Spring cleaning early, cause I ain't one of them like New Year's resolutions people. I'm like, ain't no resolution. Let's just do it now. So like like you gotta think, I got a wife and 2 girls and my mama be here. So it's like a bunch of, just think of how much like Valentine's and Christmas shit. Like, bro, we had like 4 fucking Christmas trees. Like, what the fuck, bro? Why you got these Christmas trees? You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like I'm like, y'all finna sell all this shit or it's going to Goodwill. So if you look at my kitchen floor right now, I have a box of costumes. It's my girls dance, and they got like 2 or 3 costumes per dance season. And like Halloween, they be dressing up like 4 or 5 times. So I got 1 big ass box of just costumes. I got 3 boxes of Sky Old clothes and shoes. It's like Jordans, Uggs, all kinds of shit. Like, Bro, listen, y'all ain't buying shit else until we deal with all this here. But I want to do some of the stuff myself. Like I be watching them. Y'all know I'd be late night. I'd be getting the snacks out, watching them YouTube channels, watching them dudes rebuild them vans. I watched a dude bought a crack house last night and redid it himself, and it was his first time doing all the work on it. Bruh, I'm finna be that. Let's go to YouTube so I can argue with people who don't pull up to the shop. Stop it. He said BioFreeze will have your back, feeling decent. I don't like medicine. I'm country, man. I'm from Alabama. I don't like medicine, and like if my grandma or somebody ain't made it, I couldn't.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
You gotta be some old folks in my family that's country that give me a remedy. I can't take them from I'm good. What I need to do is just continue stretching and then keep working. That's the country way to do it. You keep working, you're gonna work through it. Keep up the good work. Oh, for sure. Now I appreciate y'all being here. Hey, 2 times. I closed the Discord. Let me talk about that. This ain't like me being on no weird shit. Bro, I be busy as hell and I stream every day at 8 a.m. Clips go up on Twitter and Facebook. YouTube podcasts drop at 8 a.m. every day. I go live on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. I post TikTok content. I be doing it. You know what I'm saying? I make picture posts. I do the breakdowns every time the game, before the game, after the game. If my team was 3-14, I still went live every game after the game. So it's no way that somebody can sit here and watch me live stream, do a picture post, 3 clip posts per day, a stream, a podcast on YouTube, go do content with Rich, and then I'll look in the Discord and see people having conversations with like 200 comments in the Discord going back and forth about the video I posted on YouTube. But then I'll be like, bro, I don't have them same people won't like the YouTube video. They won't comment on the YouTube. Like, what if you took them Discord, 1,000 comments a day on Discord and put them on my Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick content? I would be viral every day if I made a Stranger Things post and I look and see 500 comments about Stranger Things in a day after I made the play. What's the purpose of me posting the content if my community goes in Discord to discuss it and not on the actual post or the live streams? And then like halfway through the football season, I stopped going in the Discord audio channel because people stopped getting in there. But it's like I will end my stream in like let's say it's 11:06 Central Standard. I could end my stream at 11:08, and in 11:09 I could see somebody who didn't like the stream, who didn't comment on none of the streams or none of the content, will go in the Discord and try to argue with me in the Discord after I end. It's like, nigga, I've been live for 4 hours, bro. I swear to God, I don't want to argue with you in Discord. Like, argue on my post. You see, but then it just put me in the mind of saying, do people who like now want to publicly fuck with your content will probably fuck with you? So I just say, I mean, you know what? Fuck the Discord. The Discord will just be closed for the foreseeable future, and it would force people to either have to come to the stream or comment on my content. Because what we picking up now is a lot of new people who don't know we've been doing this for years, and all the tournaments I stopped having, you know, for obvious reasons. It took a while, but those people stopped coming that only want to come for the tournaments to see if they could win some money. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know, it's like they trying to do their thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if we here for the shop, if you here for me, like I'm here for y'all, like I just can't. Cause I start to feeling some type of way, and I ain't no type of person that be in their feelings or even care about shit like, you know, that. But I'm like, after a while, you start to say like, there's no chance I could post a video or a post about some shit, and without fail, the moment I post it or the moment I end the stream, I swear to God, it'll be people come out the woodworks and start arguing about the stream I just had in the Discord, but not on the stream. He said, post it so everybody can see. I bet it stopped. Start posting them fighting in the Discord. It ain't even be worth it to me, cause like, bro, you know it'd be bad sometime when I turn the notifications off to my own Discord. You said you right, I don't see them to tournament time. So it's like, why would I be trying to keep something available for somebody who only around for a certain thing. It's almost like this girl did, you know, like only show up when you gonna pay her bills. Like, well, I don't need to even say her number. I just need, when I'm gonna get her that 40 ball for what's gonna happen, like I just need to just wait till that time. We don't need to speak to each other when we out. We just need to handle business. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's the only reason why you're here. So it's like, that ain't disrespect. I love the fact that I can interact with my community when I'm not on stream, but there's no shot I could post as much content as I post. And then it's crazy that like me and Rich took time out. He streamed that day. I streamed that day. He was busy that day. I was busy that day. And then we did the college football shit. And then somebody else like pop up in the Discord talking about the college football shit, asking us questions like, nigga, like we just did a 45-minute video about the entire college football breakdown. Like, and you didn't comment, like, or share or fuck with it. So it's like, I just have to remove that as a way. I be telling my wife and my kids sometimes you can't always be too available for everybody or people who use you, but it's like I'm the same situation. Like it just forced, because I promise y'all, people that don't like my YouTube and all my shit like that and my streams don't fuck with it, like will inbox me and ask me for help for other shit, and I'm like, shout out to Ant Bell Jr. He put the auto message on my shit 2 years ago, so it ain't no disrespect. It's just the fact of like, no. Like, no, I can't help nobody who won't ever tap in 6 months. I could post a picture of my kids and they wouldn't like it, and then they'd be messaging me asking for some help on some content or a page or some shit. Fuck that. I got some biofreeze spray in the bathroom. My mama brought that shit. I ain't spraying that shit. I ain't spraying that shit. I'm just gonna stretch and work out. I'm country, man. We're gonna work through it. We're gonna fight through it. But these projects aren't gonna stop. I really want to do, like, and then my wife got a content page now, like, finally. So my goal is to keep these DIY projects. Like, this is the spring cleaning part. Trash run on Monday and Thursday. I did a big trash dump again, and then after I take this stuff to this Goodwill, and this lady come pick up this stuff for this kid, all this baby stuff, then that Barbie car gonna disappear. One of them bikes they don't use gonna disappear. Like, you don't be selling everything that ain't nailed down in this bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna just save and put that bread to the side, cause like using the content, like I want to build a new PC this year. I want to upgrade the stream room. I want to put one of the motorized desks that go up and down. Put some new artwork in here. I already cleaned out a lot of shit. I'm gonna try to build me a PC, and then from the leftover parts I have from my old PC, and building that one, I got my daughter a laptop and she got an iPad. She got a stream set up and all that, but I want to build her like a little stream PC. My wife got an Apple shit for her craft room. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to build her some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to redo my wife's closet. I started on that today. Man, I even took, like, you know, them fluorescent lights and shit. It's one of them in her closet. That shit fucked up. I am not finna reinstall no ballast. I am finna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna take that bitch down and put up a standard light fixture with a pull chain or a switch on it. You know what I'm saying? I am not, bruh. There's no chance. But I got to do that when they ain't here, because I got to cut the power to the whole house to do that shit. So I'll probably do that shit this weekend. I might video it and put it out as some content, let y'all see, like, Buddha building, like, do that shit. Then once I get that light in there, I'm gonna finish out her shit. But I had to get a lot of that shit she got out of there. That shit gotta go. That shit gotta go, man. All that. Then you know, I probably put her a new TV in the bedroom or some shit. I already got brackets and shit. It's an older smart TV in there. I'll probably put like a newer smart TV in there, and just a few little things, little upgrades around the crib and shit. But I want to make projects out of them, because I watch DIY shit, them lawn transformations and home renovations and shit, bro. I love watching them channels, man. I can sit and watch that shit all day. I don't know about y'all. Yunko, what up? If it ain't there, down Becker, bro, you know how it is being in the house with women, bro. Like when you got girls, they just got shit. Bracelets, shoes, like slippers, dresses, and a lot of shit. Like they been and bought it the year before. It was on sale. The year come, they forget they got it. They got 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was in the attic, bro. It was like a whole extra computer monitor still in the box. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm just finding shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I went up there. I'm like, how many sewing machines do y'all have? It was a blow up bed. It's an extra bed in the attic. They got wheels. There's like a full size bed. You can flip out. It's got legs. I forgot we had that shit up there. Like I put like all the Christmas shit in the garage attic with the car, with the Jeep. I put it in the top of that attic. All the Christmas shit is up there. Like, why y'all got multiple Christmas trees? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2 cake mixers. Like, one of them gotta go. It's 2 coffee machines. One of them gotta go. Like, I got rid of the other air fryer. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, y'all got 2 of shit, bro. Like, this shit gotta go. What's good, Yonko, man? Hope the year going good for you, my boy. Appreciate it. Keep creating, stay creative. People will tune in. Shot Toss is lit for sure, man. I appreciate you being here. Like, but my whole thing is to reach a new audience. I built most of my audience on gaming, and then I just got to a point. I still game. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life. But it's just, and my kids are gamers. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, dog, it's only so much Madden I can take. You know, Apex, Madden, some of the games I play. I'm gonna make some content around this James Bond though. It's a new James Bond coming in March, and then The Witcher should get a new game. It's gonna be some shit I want to play, and I'm gonna do some on vertical streams on TikTok and YouTube, and I'm gonna do some different shit. You know what I'm saying, and make different content with gaming this year. I'm still gonna always game when Madden drop and college football drop. I'm gonna be head up on it, but it's like in the off season, I always have to find shit to do, and I enjoy making football and lifestyle content as much or more than I do gaming right now. So I've always had podcasts, had a gaming podcast, had, you know, different shit. Had the Battle of the Sexes, had the relationship shit. That shit was like, that's probably some of my best content I ever had. Got me canceled one time, but I enjoy like new people coming in and new ideas and trying different shit. So we're gonna have some fun with the content. The ultimate goal is like to separate all the content into different channels, and instead of it just being just this, we got this, and then I have a separate DIY channel. My wife got a channel. Both my kids got channels. You know what I'm saying? And let's all just compete as a household and then do some content together and shit. So it's like we just gonna have fun and enjoy each other and enjoy the shit that we do. You know what I'm saying? Because we all like more. Like my daughter's YouTube channel is dance, is crafts, you know, like, and she games. So she got 3 different things she do. Like I want her channel to grow to the where her dance channel is one channel, her gaming is one channel, and her crafts is one channel. And another thing that I'm working on too is, y'all know we always have had merch, but I'm gonna be giving, like, me and my wife be making clothes too. So always have, even when I had the store in the mall, I used to sell my own t-shirts. Nobody even knew that was from me. So if you had some real popular Birmingham t-shirts, like in the early 2010s to mid 2010s, like it was mine. Them Birmingham, all that shit was my shit. So like I'm gonna be doing some of that shit and sending y'all some shit, you know, and some giveaways and different shit like that. I want to get back to doing some just fun shit, you know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of ideas this year. I'm just gonna execute on all of them. And so far we've been doing exactly what we want to do. So like first step is to gut and clean everything. Second is to start doing some reclamation projects and making content out of it. And I found some cool ways, because I remember, man, I was talking to Rich today, like, I don't know if y'all remember when I almost had my own coffee. bro, I was so close. I really want to get my own coffee, and come up with some products and shit. You know, like I watched TechSource, and TechSource got his own mouse pads. I want to create some shit that like is like that, like my own. You know, bandanas. We used to be the bandana people. We used to kill gaming with the bandanas. Nobody ever did bandanas the way we did them. But you know, it's like some new products and shit. We gonna get together and come up with some shit. Like I even like watching Rich do the trying to learn how to grow plants and shit. That shit funny because he don't know what the hell he doing. But that shit is still fun, like entertaining as hell to watch. DIY is lit, bro. Like when people buy old vans or old, I'm telling y'all, bro, when dude bought that crack house and rebuilt that crack house, bro, I was like, bro, he did this shit all himself. Yeah, everything going good. They said you be finding shit that been missing for ages, bro. Watch this. I got this in Milwaukee when I was a kid. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. plaque with this is a signed card from Ken Griffey Jr. I got that shit in Milwaukee when I was a kid. This is a Fleer 1992 Ken Griffey Jr. signed card. Like, you just be finding stupid shit, bro. Like where was this even at? Like this book, I have to finish this book. This is a translation of my wife's African language to English. I gotta finish reading this book. "2001 Basketball Varsity Teammate Award." This was the award for the person that if you had one person that gotta be on your team, who is it? It's me, cause they know if I get on you, bitch, you gonna have a hard time scoring. I'm gonna be playing very, very, very physical defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, get him on your team cause you don't want him guarding your ass. He finna fuck you up. Bro, I had my other iPhone. Like, I swear it just be shit, bro. You start going through stuff, man, cleaning shit out. You like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and this iPhone works too. I think it's like an iPhone 12 or some shit. He said, I think you should blog more like you
Let me
talk
teach
about
you how to
other
vibe.
shit that you watch. And that's what I'm talking about. Yo, Raid up, appreciate the follow. Captain G, appreciate the follow. That's what I'm talking about. It's like I have so many interests in so many different things I like. Like people thought I was crazy when I left Apex to go to Madden. And then people was mad I ended, like when me and Bleed stopped doing Let's Talk About It podcast. People was mad when I got canceled doing the sex talk like Let's Buddha After Dark. You know, like people get mad when we don't do the tournaments. It's always gonna be some more stuff that I'm interested in, that we're gonna find new people that's interested in it. But you're right though, bro, like doing content on some of the other stuff is like I've ran across people that like Stranger Things the way I like it, and I got new people I fuck with because we might do some movie reviews. And I'm gonna start off by doing like one pod a month for something like that, and then break it down to shorts and break it down into small pieces, and then start doing it more often. But just the consistency of not just being one and done is the main thing. Like I already have a secondary channel on Facebook and YouTube that I've built. I just haven't started the content. Just like I got my youngest daughter got a YouTube channel that we haven't really start putting stuff on it. But like now that my wife has got used to doing hers, like we up to date on it. So those content is like evergreen content that when I do those DIY or when I do this James Bond content for the new James Bond movie, like, bro, you remember how long it took me to do that stupid ass mission on James Bond with that girl? Oh my God, bro. That was like some golden content of me being so frustrated. Natalia Semenova kept dying on that one mission on James Bond, but like I get to go back and do Bond content, do some Bond movie shit mix it with the game. Like I'm gonna do some stuff like that and take my time to edit it to where it's like once a month I'm gonna be starting to do some different shit like that and just having some real fun with it and breaking it down into little mini series within the content. It's like it's only so much draft coverage or coaching hire shit. It's gonna come a time where like football season is dead. So it's like I'll have some time to really get into that though. Once you hit a certain age, you have your own space, HDTV in the building, DIY, the culture stuff is fire. And see, I'm country, man. So like, I always grew up doing that stuff, like lay inside with my dad, working on cars. You know what I'm saying? Going in, cleaning up somebody's yard in the church that the old person can't get out and they got trees and shit they need to cut. Like, I've always done shit like that. Like, y'all seen me post videos of me fixing a fence or cutting down a tree or some shit. Like, right, that lane is fire too, because it's like more people that cut grass and do DIY than our Tennessee Titan fans. It's more people that watch James Bond and watch John Madden football. It's more people that watch Stranger Things than watch the Tennessee Titans and Jaguars. You know, so it's like, and those people might also love sports. It might also love the conversations and stuff that we have, because I realize that the people that like my content are not looking for an established journalist that went to Harvard and had a journalism degree and spent 10 years working for the Tribune. Like, nah, people gonna come because they like my takes, like my opinion on things. I can argue with you and us still be cool after the argument is over. I got thick skin. I could take a joke. And you know, it's just more relatable and it's more engaged, because I'm gonna read every single comment and try to engage and go back and forth with y'all. That's just me. But look, that's almost 3 hours on Shop Talk. Facebook, YouTube, it's been real. Give me a 60-second reset. I gotta make sure I be fireman's carry and put my kids in their bed if they go to sleep on the couch. So when y'all see me take that break, I use the bathroom, get some water or something, put my kids in their beds, you know what I'm saying? And then I come back in here and probably like less than 5 minutes on Kick and Twitch. Y'all tap in on the late night stream. We're gonna watch some of these DIY videos. I'm gonna kind of explain to y'all the shit that I'm talking about. And then you're gonna look at Mike Berganza's press conference. So Twitch, Kick, give me a few minutes on the reset and we'll be back live. Facebook, YouTube, if y'all not tapping into the late night stream on Kick or Twitch, it's been real. 8 a.m. The content will start posting the breakdowns of this Shop Talk. And if y'all got some favorite moments from the stream, like, let me know. Comment on the YouTube videos. I'll go back and make a whole video there. And then once a week we do the mailbag. Y'all ask any questions y'all want, and I make a whole pod on just answering y'all questions. So no question is a bad question. Appreciate the engagement. Appreciate y'all tapping in. God first in the chat. And I'll see y'all in a few minutes on Kick and